Good evening, fellas. Welcome to the Super Revision Live series of mathematics powered by Excel Education Center. I know that you guys are well excited for making the final revision of mathematics better. People, don't worry. Here, the team of experts from Excel Education Center here are with you for making the final lab better. So today, I'm going to discuss you the core important chapter, applications of derivative. Along with my mentor, Ma'am, Shanti ma'am will be discussing the content.
Hello DS. So hope you all are in the final preparation stage. So everyone after Fairuz's class, I'll be with you. Okay, so be here itself.
And one more thing, the next faculty, Fairul Rahman.
Hi everyone. Today I will come with the integration chapter and we will smash the integration. Now I'm handing over this session to our mathematician Fairuz sir, and we will. I will meet you tomorrow. Okay, bye. See you guys.
Fine, people. So let's have our start. Let me make you this point very clear. Today in this revision live capsule, we'll be having with a number of questions. And the entire questions are designed in such a way that we'll be starting from the beginning to the advanced, so that you can have the best conceptual revision. Alright, so in the chapter application of derivatives, you are learning importantly three things. The first thing is that rate as a change of measure, increasing and decreasing functions, maxima and minima. So let me start the topic with increasing and decreasing functions. Question number 1. Which of the following is incorrect? Option A, 3x plus 7 is increasing on real numbers. Option B, 2 minus 11x is decreasing on real numbers. E raised to 3x is increasing on real numbers. And the last option, 2x squared plus 6 is increasing on real numbers. People, tell me what is the logic behind increasing and decreasing function. Increasing function means it is a kind of a function which increases. As x increases, the y value also increases. You can call such function as increasing function. Whereas, as x increases, the y value decreases. You can call such function as decreasing function. And the most important part is that, how do you define this? Here I can say that slope is positive. Here I can say that slope is negative. But if you look into the precise definition of increasing and decreasing function, you must need to know what is the real meaning of differentiation. If a function of y is equal to f of x is being given, then its derivative, that is dy by dx, represents its slope. In that case, I can modify this expression as if this is a function, if this is a function y is equal to f of x, then the slope represents y dash. Slope is given by y dash or f dash of x, which is positive. Now, if the y dash was found to be negative, then I can say that the function is decreasing. So people, whenever you are given a question dealing with increasing and decreasing function, you have to take its derivative, so that based on the sign of its f dash x value, I can determine that whether the function is increasing or decreasing. This is as simple it is. Okay, if we found f dash x is positive, then you can say that the function is increasing at that point. If we found the sign of f dash x negative at a certain value of x, then you can say that the function is decreasing at that value of x. Alright, now people, go for the question. The question is that, which of the following is incorrect? Of which option A, 3x plus 7 is increasing on real numbers. Guys, if the function f of x is given by 3x plus 7, then I can say that here f dash x is equal to 3 into 1 plus 0, that is equal to 3 itself. Whereas in option B, I can say that f of x is equal to 2 minus 11x. Here, the value of f dash x is equal to derivative of 2, that is 0, minus 11 into derivative of x, that is 1, therefore minus 11. Gentlemen, remember that here you found the value of f dash x is positive for every value of x. Here you found the value of f dash x negative for every value of f of x. So you can conclude that the function is purely increasing on for any value of x. The function is purely decreasing for any value of x. So option A and option B are correct. The important point you have to conclude from these two options is that whenever you are dealing with a linear function, linear, the highest power is equal to 1, then its derivative will be always a constant. Now, based on the sign of this constant, plus or minus, you can currently determine whether the function is increasing or decreasing. But now, what is the scenario if I am dealing with a quadratic equation, quadratic polynomial whose highest power or the degree is 2? People, here I can say that f of x is equal to 2x square plus 6. Then f dash x is equal to 4x. That is something depending upon the value of x. Here it is not 3x square. It is purely 3 only. It is independent of x. Here this is depending upon the value of x. In that case, tell me what are the values here. Let me call this point as x equal to 0, x is equal to 1, x is equal to 2, x is equal to minus 1, and x is equal to minus 2. People, it is well clear that if the value of x is equal to 1, the sign of f dash x will be 4 into 1, that is positive. If x equal to 2, f dash x become 4 into plus 2, therefore positive. So for any x belongs to positive number, this value remains to be always constant. So for any value greater than x, f dash x will be always positive. And similarly, if the value of x is negative, minus 1, then f dash x will be 4 into minus 1, that is minus 4. If x equal to minus 2, f dash x happens to be 4 into minus 2, that is minus 8. Which means that as the value of x is negative, then f dash x will be negative. So I can say for every x is less than 0, the f dash x will be always negative. This enables us to understand that for any number x, for every value of x which is greater than 0, the value is increasing. For every value of x which is less than 0, the function is decreasing. So I can say that here for every value of this one, the function is increasing, and for every value of x belonging to this region, the function is decreasing. So tell me what is the interval at which the function is increasing and decreasing. Here I can say that from 0 to plus infinity, the function is increasing, whereas from minus infinity to 0, the function is decreasing. So we cannot say that in general the function is purely increasing, purely decreasing on the entire real numbers. That statement is purely wrong. In that case, I can say that option D is the option which is incorrect. All right. This also enables us to understand an important concept. Here, x equal to 0 is the point where the sign of f dash x changes. People, it was clear that from 0 to here, the function is increasing. From minus infinity to 0, the function is 0. So the function is decreasing. So I can say that here this point x equal to 0 is known as the point of what? Transition of sign from negative to positive. So this point is known as the critical point or the turning point where the sign of f dash x changes from negative to positive or positive to negative. So whenever a question is being asked, you are supposed to determine what is the point. This point x equal to something, x equal to 0 or x equal to 1, x equal to c, the critical point where the sign of f dash x changes. Got it? So whenever you're dealing with any question, remember you have to follow the strategy. Number 1, find f dash x. Now, after finding f dash x, you have to equate f dash of x is equal to 0. On putting this condition, you will be getting the value of x is equal to something which is known as the critical point. The point where the sign of f dash x changes. Okay, based on that stuff, you can divide the entire real numbers into many intervals and determine the sign of f dash x. We'll be having number of questions in detail. Got it? Now, in this case, what about option C, people? Always remember the function which we are talking about, it is not necessary that it has to be always algebra like this. It can be exponential, logarithmic, trigonometric. Okay? Now, in this question, you can see this e raised to 3x. People, tell me what is the case of exponential function. Remember that if y is equal to f of x equal to e raised to 3x, then y dash, or you can say f dash of x is equal to. Tell me what is the derivative of e raised to x? E raised to x itself. Therefore, e raised to 3x will be e raised to 3x into derivative of 3x, that is 3, which means 3 times e raised to 3x. Now my question is that whether this value of f dash x is positive or negative on real numbers, on a set of real numbers. People, this is something very easy. You have to take some value of x and just put over here, okay, f dash x, and determine what is the sign. Gentlemen, it is clear that if you put x equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, for any value, for any positive number, this will become 3 into positive number, which will be always positive. Now my question is, what happen if x equal to some negative number? For example, x is equal to minus 1. In that case, f dash x will become 3 times e raised to 3 into minus 1, which will be minus 3. A raised to minus m will become 1 by, if there is minus, you can bring them down, therefore 1 by e raised to 3. Still that thing is positive. So it is clear that for any negative number happen here, you can bring them down so that it will be positive. So here it is positive, here it is positive. Therefore, the function f of x is increasing. It can be also pictured from the graph of exponential function. How it is possible? People remember, the graph of exponential function is something that goes up, that goes on increasing. Therefore, you can say that the function is always an increasing function. All right? So people tell me what is the this one is right, this one is right, this one is right. This is the only incorrect option here. All right. Let me go to the next question. Okay, fine. Find the intervals in which the function is increasing or decreasing. Please tell me what is the procedure. Step number 1, you have to find f dash x. Gentlemen, tell me what is the value of f dash x? Minus 2 into 3, which will be minus 6x square. This will be minus 9 into 2x, which will be minus 18x, minus 12 into 1, that is minus 12. Step number 2, you had to equate this f dash x into what? Put f dash x is equal to 0, which means that, minus 6x square minus 18x minus 12 is equal to 0. Now you have to determine the value of x is equal to some critical point from this condition. So this is basically a quadratic equation of x. Please try to tell me what is the value of x from here. How it is possible? Divide it with minus 6. If you are dividing it with minus 6, the entire expression will be converted into x square plus 3x plus 2 is equal to 0. This is basically the product of dash into dash. Tell me guys, what are the numbers? X square plus 3x plus 2. This is the product of, x plus 2 into x plus 1, right? This enables us to understand that if this is equal to 0, which means x is equal to minus 2 and x is equal to minus 1. Which means these are the critical points where the sign of f dash x changes. So people, if I'm drawing the number line, if this is minus 1, then minus 2 comes here, so that you can determine the sign of f dash x from this stuff. Okay, so you have to select certain numbers that lies in this interval so that you can determine the sign of f dash x in that interval. Alright, so how we do it? Tell me a value over here, x value. For example, you can take x is equal to 0. If you're taking x equal to 0, the value of f dash x, people, this is f dash x. Tell me if the value of x equal to 0, what is the sign of f dash x? If x equal to 0, this is minus, 0 into something, everything will be eliminated. The whole term that left will be minus 12. Therefore, f dash x is negative over here. Now, please tell me a value over here. For example, x is equal to minus 3. If you put x is equal to minus 3, then f dash x happens to be. What is the value, people? See, minus 6 into, minus 3 square, that is 9. Now, minus 18 into minus 3. Now, minus 12. Please tell me what is sign of this. Minus 6 into 9 will become minus 54. This will be plus 54. And the last term will be minus 12, which means the answer is equal to 0. Therefore, here I can say that f dash x is negative. Similarly, you can take any particular value in between. For example, minus 1.5, and you can determine what is sign of f dash x. It will be obtained as positive. How? See, if this is minus, this has to be positive. If this is positive, this has to be negative. That is how the critical point is being defined. Why? Critical point is the point where the sign of f dash x changes. So if this is negative, the negative has to be changed its sign from negative to positive. If this is positive, this happens to be negative. Got the point? So I can conclude that here the intervals in which the function is decreasing, it will be minus infinity to minus 2 and minus 1 to plus infinity. Now tell me, what is the interval in which the function is increasing? What is that? Minus 2 to minus 1. Got the point? Now you can write this as your conclusion here. Here I can say that the function is increasing. The function is increasing over the interval minus infinity to minus 2 and from minus 1 to plus infinity. So this region and this region, so you have to get by using union. Okay, here the function is decreasing over here. Okay, here I can say that the function is decreasing over here and the function is increasing over the interval minus 2 to minus 1. Alright guys, any doubts here? Please, you can ask me the doubts in the chat box. Okay, please guys, please respond me in the chat box. Muhammad, yeah. Hiba, Pranav, Rehan, Nabil, you was really encourage you. Guys, is this part is clear for you? Fantastic, fabulous. See, there is an important conclusion which you have to make out of this. If the function is linear, then its derivative will be constant. So it will be either positive or negative. There is no critical point. Now, if the function is quadratic, its derivative will be linear. So you can equate that one single x equal to one critical point. So therefore, there will be one critical point, hence two intervals, which divides the critical point into two intervals. Okay, now if the equation is cubic, as you see in the last case, remember the derivative will be quadratic, so that on equating to 0 there will be two critical points, hence there will be three intervals. Remember this logic. And one more stuff is that if the sign of this one will be minus, this will be positive, and this is positive, this will be negative. But this rule doesn't need to be satisfied by every cases. There are cases where if the sign of f dash x is negative, it is still negative itself. So you have to ensure it. But remember, 90% of the questions which we discussed are generally following this rule. But there are some exceptional cases. Let us see an example of that kind. Question number 3. Find intervals in which the functions are increasing or decreasing. People, here you can see that it is x plus 1 the whole cube and it is x minus 3 the whole cube. See, if this term is being expanded with the cube power, you can see this will become x cube and this will be x cube. X cube into x cube will be x raised to 6. So the function which we obtain will be 6th power equation. So if you find its derivative, it will be a 5th power equation. So once you equate to 0, there will be 5 values of x satisfying this condition. Yes or no? It has to be. But there is something special which you have to remember while dealing with this question. Guys, let us have a detailed investigation regarding that. Sorry. Tell me, what is f of x? X plus 1 the whole cube into x minus 3 the whole cube. So you can see 3 as a common power. So please make them into the common power. X plus 1 into x minus 3 the whole raised to 3. Now what is the advantage of that thing? So that you can have the differentiation process easier. What is the derivative of this term? People, you can just multiply this term here. What is that? This will be x into x, x square. Now 1x minus 3x will be minus 2x. Now 1 into minus 3 will be minus 3, the whole cube. Now tell me, what is the derivative of this term? It is something raised to 3. If x raised to 3, it will be 3x square, where x is equal to this stuff. So I can say, by using the concept of finding the derivative of composite function, where functions comes inside another function, here I can say that this will be 3 times something raised to 2 into derivative of that something which comes instead of x. Okay, so what is that? This will be x square minus 2x minus 3 into derivative of the term which comes instead of x, that is this guy. What is the derivative of this term? People tell me. This will be 2x minus 2. So people, what you obtained is this thing. Okay, now the second step is that you have to equate this guy into 0. For making that process simple, you can do one simple simplification here. What is that? People, you can take 2 outside common, 2 common, therefore 2 into x minus 1, there will be x minus 1, okay, into 2, and that 2 will be multiplied with 3, so that this will be 6, okay. Now what exactly is this guy? People, you can factorize this one. This term is equal to this one. So what is this one? This is equal to, x, this term is equal to, x plus 1 into x minus 3, the whole square. Got it? So people, what you obtained is that 6 times, this will be splitted, so that this will become x plus 1 the whole square into x minus 3 the whole square into x minus 1. So you found this is f dash x. Now you're putting this value is equal to 0. Remember, what are the values of x? First one, this will be equal to 0, x plus 1 the whole square, which means x is equal to minus 1. Now if you get this one, x is equal to what? Minus 3, sorry, x equal to plus 3. If you get this one, you found x is equal to 1. So here you can see that there are only 5 values of x, 5 critical points where the sign of f dash x changes. As I told you earlier, if this is a 6th degree equation, if this is a 6th power degree equation, then remember its derivative will be a 5th power equation. So equating them, you'll be having 5 set of x values. But what is the specialty of this question? Here, 2 of them are x is equal to minus 1, 2 of them are x is equal to 3, and one guy is x is equal to 1. There is no need of repetition. Okay, fine, cool. Now you have to once you got the values of x, the critical point, you have to go for checking the sign of f dash x where the intervals are formed by using this critical point. So it was found that the critical points are x is equal to 1, x is equal to minus 1, and x is equal to 3, right? Now, please tell me what is f dash x. F dash x is basically this guy. 6 into x plus 1 the whole square into x minus 3 the whole square into x minus 1. People, let me write this one for you. X minus 3 the whole square into x minus 1. X minus 3 the whole square into x minus 1. Okay, so people, tell me what is the sign of f dash x. Here the critical points are 1, 3, minus 1. Guys, tell me how to determine the sign of f dash x. Take a convenient point here. People, what is the convenient point here? You can take x is equal to 4. See, this term is always a square. If you put whatever thing over here on square, this will be always positive. This will be always positive. So actually the time of the sign of the entire expression is determined by this term, which can be positive or negative depending on the value of x. So if x is equal to 4, you can say that this will be 4 minus 1, that is plus 3. Plus 3 into positive number will be positive. Now what about this one? X is equal to 2 will be also 2 minus 1 will be positive number. This will be what? Positive. F dash x is negative. Now tell me what a point in between 1 and minus 1. What could be the sign? Tell me what is the sign of here f dash x. You can take x is equal to minus 3. So minus 3 minus 1 minus 4 minus 4 into something. This will be negative. This will be negative. Now what about this one? Tell me a point in between. What could be the sign of f dash x? X is equal to. What happens if you take 0 between? Then the thing will be 0. This will be minus, right? This will be, if x is equal to 0, f dash x will be negative. So boys and girls, tell me what is the conclusion. It is not necessary that the sign of f dash x has to be always changed from negative to positive or positive to negative. If the sign of f dash x doesn't change us from negative to positive or positive to negative, such points are known as points of inflection. They are the critical points, but more precisely speaking, they are known as the points of inflections. Okay, so the conclusion is very simple. Tell me the intervals at which the function is increasing. Tell me guys what the intervals at which the function is increasing. Here you can say that from 1 to plus infinity the function is increasing, and from minus infinity to 1 the function is decreasing. There are only 2 intervals. Clear? People, if you have any doubts, please dare to ask in the chat box. I know that you guys are well dynamic. Please respond me in the chat box, guys. Any doubts? So people, tell me what is conclusion. The conclusion is very simple. Whenever you got any function, you find the derivative. Equate them into 0. You will be getting a critical point. Mark them in under real numbers. Now determine the sign of f dash x in each of these intervals. You will be getting the answer. But it is not necessary that it will be always a critical point. There is a chance it can be a point of inflection as you see in there. So if it is positive, this has to be negative. That thing will not be always working. But you can expect such cases only up to 5 to 10%. Majority 9%, 90% of the cases will be following this thing. Clear? It was really amazing, guys. Excellent. Can I go for the next question then? Find the 2 positive numbers x and y such that x plus y is equal to 16 and xy cube is maximum. People, I think these are the points which I remember the case of increasing and decreasing function. Now let me focus into the next thing, that is maxima and minima. Before getting that, it is necessary to understand what exactly is maxima and minima, because that learning the concept is prerequisite knowledge for answering the advanced question. Okay, so let me explain within 2 minutes. Watch it, guys. What do you mean by maxima and minima? People, this is x-axis and y-axis. I'm having a function that depends based on the y equal f of x. I plot a curve like this. Tell me what is the value. If I'm saying that here x is equal to 1, the y value is equal to 1. If I'm saying that x is equal to 2, the y value happens to be 3, and etc. etc. At this point, x is equal to 5, y value happens to be, for say some example, y is equal to 10. So my question is simple. By looking at this graph of y equal f of x, tell me what is the maximum value of y. The maximum value of y was obtained as 10 when x is equal to 5. Then this point is known as the maxima of this function. Remember, this value of y is known as the maximum value of the function, and the point at which the maximum condition is being attained is known as the point of maxima, point of local maxima. And similarly, if you're having a function and you're having different set of x values and y values, you'll be getting a y value which is the least, the minimum. That point, that value is known as the minimum value of the function, and that is being satisfied with some certain value of x. That value of x is known as the minimum value of the function. Actually, this is something that can be understood with the basic logic of a 10th standard student. What is meant by maxima and minima? But by the application of derivatives, how could you substantiate that thing? Guys, listen to this. Sorry for my small coughs. Listen, guys. People, if something is going up, here, tell me what is the maximum value. Here you can see that this point happens to be the maxima. Okay, now after reaching this has to go down. Then only this point will become what? The maximum point, right? If it goes further, then that point could be the maximum. So in order to achieve the maximum point, remember, something going up should need to convert its direction from positive to negative. That is very important. Now, how could you apply this concept by the logic of application of derivatives? Here you can say that the sign of y dash x, the sign of y dash x is positive. Here the sign of y dash x is negative. So people, if you found the sign of f dash x or y dash changes from positive to negative, then there exists a point x is equal to c, the critical point, then that point is known as the point of maxima. Similarly, I can say that someone going down should need to convert its direction from going down into up, so that you will be obtaining what? A minimum point. So remember, if the sign of y dash x changes from negative to positive, I can say that that value is known as the minimum value. Got the logic? So this method of finding the maxima and minima by finding the first derivative, only y dash, f dash x, is known as first order derivative test. So remember, the rule says as simple it is. This says that if the sign of f dash x changes from positive to negative as it passes through the point x equal to c, then that point is known as point of local maxima. Whereas if the sign of f dash x or y dash changes from negative to positive as it passes through a point x equal to c, then that point is known as the point of local minima. Whereas if the sign is never changing, it is now changing from positive to negative or negative point positive, then that point is called as point of inflection. Clear the logic? People, this is the first order derivative test. Especially while dealing with the advanced question, you don't go for this method. You have to follow the second test, second order derivative test. Please tell me what is the second order derivative test? People, it is very simple. First, step number 1, you have to find the critical point. How? You have to find f dash x, equate them into 0, you will be getting a point x equal to c, which is known as critical point. This is being explained as, see, x equal to c, like f dash of x equal to c, there f dash x is equal to 0. Step number 1. Step number 2 is that you have to go for finding second order. That's why this method is known as second order derivative test. Okay, now after finding f double dash of x, you have to put that value of x, the critical point, over this second order derivative. Therefore, this will become f double dash of c. If you found the sign of this expression as positive, then this point x equal to c, the critical point you obtain, is the point of local minimum. And the value of f double dash of c which you obtained was found to be negative, then the value of x equal to c, the critical point obtained, is known as the point of local maxima. This is what the second order derivative test is saying. Find f dash of c 0, and if you found f double dash of c positive, then x equal to c is the point of minima, and if it is negative, x equal to c is the point of local maxima. Gentlemen, this is the theory behind what? Maxima and minima. Alright, Razal, Sadiq, Muhammad, Gabi, Sadiq, Ashwin, Hiba, Is everything good? You can ask me any doubts, okay? Now, let me go for the question, people. Find two positive numbers x and y. X plus y is equal to 16. You know, it's the common sense that if I'm having two numbers which satisfies that the sum is equal to 60, the numbers can be 159, 10, 50, 20, 40, but it should be split. The numbers, two numbers should be taken from 60, or 60 should be split into two numbers such a way that this guy, x, y cube, should be maximum. People, remember, in every question there exists a parameter like area, volume, or what we can say, the curved surface area. It has to be maximized or minimized. So here, this term, x, y cube, is a term which has to be what? Maximized. Okay, so you have to call them with any letter. Let us say a is equal to x, y cube. Now, tell me what is the logic of this maxima and minima by the concept of applications of derivatives. People, if you're having a function f of x, you need to take the derivative. But you must need to have a function f of x, the function which contains only single variable. See, here the thing you're supposed to maximum contain two variables. So whenever you're having two or more variable, you have to convert them into a single variable, x alone or y alone, so that you can find the derivative with respect to that variable. So here, you either need to convert x into y or y into x. So you need a connection between x and y, which is well explained here as x plus y is equal to 16. Therefore, I can say that here y is equal to what? 16 minus x. If you put over this one a, I found that this will become x into y cube, that is 16 minus x the whole cube. See, what I obtained is that I obtained a function f of x which contains only single variable x alone. Now you can find what is the derivative of that term with respect to that variable, that is dA by dx. Gentlemen, tell me how to find the derivative of this term, x into 16 minus x the whole cube. People, you can go for which one? The product rule. Tell me what is product rule? Yeah. X into first function into derivative of 16 minus x the whole cube. How to find the derivative of this term? This will be 3 into x square, where x is 16 minus x. Now, into derivative of 16x will be minus 1 into minus 1. Plus 16 minus x the whole cube into derivative of what? Derivative of x, which will be 1. You found that this is the what? The f dash x. Now tell me what is step number 2. After finding f dash x, you have to equate them into 0 so that you can obtain what is the critical point. Gentlemen, if you rearrange this much more in a perfect way, I can say that this will become, minus 1 into x minus x, so minus 3x into 16 minus x the whole square plus, this what is that? 16 minus x the whole cube. Now, if you are equating this term into 0, tell me what happened here, guys. If you are equating this term into 0, then this term which contains a minus sign will be taken here, so that this will be 16 minus x the whole cube is equal to plus 3x will be plus 3x into 16 minus x the whole square. And by the way, this is 16 minus x cube, right? Yeah. Now, gentlemen, please tell me how to simplify this term. How to simplify this term? You can cancel the terms, right? Yeah, how to cancel the terms? Cancel this structure. Therefore, I can say 16 minus x is equal to 3x, which which means that 16 is equal to 4x, which means that x is equal to 16 by 4, which is equal to, what is 16 by 4? We'll be getting the answer as 15. So people, this is known as the critical point. X equal to C, that point is known as the critical point. Now the next task for you is that the so formed critical point is the point of local maxima is the second part which you have to find. So for attaining that, you have to go finding for what? F double dash x. Gentlemen, tell me what is f dash of x so that I can tell me what is f double dash of x. F dash of x will be minus 3x into 16 minus x the whole square. Minus 3x into 16 minus x the whole square plus 16 minus x the whole cube. People, tell me what is f double dash of x then. Here, remember, you have to go for which rule? Again, the product rule, UV. Tell me what is that, guys? Minus 3 into, x into, derivative of this term will be 2 into 16 minus x into, minus 1. Okay? Plus 16 minus x the whole square into derivative of x, that is 1. Now the rest part, derivative of this term 16 minus x the whole cube. Gentlemen, how to find 16 minus x the whole cube derivative? 3 into something square, that is 16 minus x into derivative of this term will be minus 1. Now people, the whole purpose of our procedure is to determine the sign of what? F double dash of x at the point x is equal to 15. People, you have to put x equal to 15 over here and you have to show them it is negative, which means that it is having maxima. Whether this is negative, people? It is clear that this part is negative. Minus something into something. Minus 3 into something. We will be getting what? Negative number. So this will be always equal to negative, which means that it is known as the maxima of the function a. You got the point? This is how we are proving something is having the maxima or minima. Clear, guys? Any doubts over here? See people, this concept is trying to tell us something very, very important. Understanding that story behind a question is very, very important. One of the common thing that people will say that, so we got every concept. We got every concept, but we are not much enough able to do the higher order questions of maxima and minima. The reason for why which this happens is that you must need to understand what is the point you have to conclude from a question. People, here in every question there exists a parameter like xy cube or the area or the volume, something of that kind, which has to be maximized or minimized. Okay, but it should contain only one variable. So in order to make it into a single variable, see here x and y are there. So you either convert x into y or y into x. So you must need have a connection between x and y. So identifying that connection and making the entire function which has to be maximized or minimized into a single variable so that you can find the derivative of that function with respect to the same variable is the important step. Step number 1 of the applications of maxima and minima. Clear the logic? Fine. Let me show you another example, guys. A wire of length 28 meter is to be cut into 2 pieces. Okay, so I'm having 28 meter length. I'm cutting this into 2 pieces so that, one of the piece is made into square. One guy is used for making a perfect square and the other guy is used for making a circle. So question is that what should be the length of the 2 pieces, or how I need to divide the 20 meter length wire into 2 pieces so that the combined area of the square and the circle should be minimum. That is the question. So that the combined area of the square and the circle is minimum. As I told you earlier, there exists in every question there exists a parameter which has to be maximized or minimized. Here, what is that? The combined area is a parameter which has to be maximized and minimized. So people, we must need to know what exactly is this stuff. Okay, here I'm having a wire. What is the length of this wire? 28 meter. This is being cut into two pieces. Okay, we don't know what is the length of that thing. Okay, we have to find what is the length of these two pieces. But one thing I'm damn sure is that if this length is x meter, then this has to be what? 28 minus x. So depending upon the x value, we'll be having different things. Now, tell me what is the logic. One piece is used for making a square. So guys, here I'm having a square. The ender thing is being curved into a perfect square. Now, the remaining length is being utilized for making what? A circle. So that is how the ender length of 28 meter is being divided. Clear? So, people, tell me, how is this thing possible here? Obviously, people, tell me what is the parameter which has to be maximized here. Here the combined area, which means area of square plus area of circle, is the thing which has to be maximized. Tell me what is the equation of area of square. If I'm saying that this length is a, then area of square will become a square. If I'm saying that the radius of the circle which we are talking about is r, then the area of circle will be pi r square. Gentlemen, here this parameter, this function is a function which has to be what? Minimized. Combined area is minimum. The combined area is minimum. Clear? So, tell me, look into this. What is the issue with this? Here, this function contains the thing that which has to be maximized or minimized is containing two variables r and a. That is not possible. You have to make them into a single variable. For that, you have to use the logic. Here, this part of length is being used for making what? A square. And this part is used for making a circle. So the obvious connection that people will make over here is that here x is equal to what? The ender x is equal to the ender perimeter of the square, that is 4a. So that I can say that a is equal to what? X by 4. A is equal to what? X by 4. What is the advantage of people that? Here I found this is a square. What is x square? X by 4. Therefore, x by 4 the whole square. So you get the value of a in terms of x, this part. And similarly, tell me how the r is being connected here. See, this length is used for what? The circle. That is 28 minus x is utilized for making the entire circle. What is the perimeter of the circumference of a circle? It is equal to 2 pi r, which enable us to understand that here radius of the circle will be 28 minus x divided by 2 pi. Okay, therefore this will become pi into r square, that is 28 minus x divided by 2 pi the whole square. People, what do I obtain is that the equation of area as a function of a single variable alone, single variable of x alone. Got it? So people, once you got the equation of a function which has to be minimized or maximized, I hope you can do it, right? So obtaining the equation or the function expression like this is the first part. If this is a case study question, the first question will be write the expression of area in terms of x. Got it? This is step number 1. The remaining part, you have to follow the method, the rules of second order derivative test. Tell me guys, what is that? Here, area, the combined area is equal to x square by 4 square, that is 16, plus pi r square. I think the value of r is 28 minus x divided by 2 pi the whole square. Was it right? Yeah, 28 minus x by 2 pi the whole square. Now gentlemen, tell me what are the steps. Step number 1, find a dash of x, f dash of x. Tell me what is that. This will become x square will be 2x. The constant 1 by 16 is taken out, so that here this will be 2x by 16. Now, people, before taking the derivative of this structure, please tell me what is the square of this thing. This will be over here, over here. So this will become 4 pi square. 4 pi square is constant. You have to take it out. So that this is basically pi by 4 pi square. Out of the pi square, 1 pi cancel, this will be 1 by 4 pi. Okay, into derivative of this term. What is derivative of 28 minus x the whole square? Derivative of 28 minus x the whole square. People, if it is something raised to 2, then this will become what? 2 times 28 minus raised to 1 into derivative of this term will be minus 1. You got what is this a dash of x. Now, so what is step number 2? You had equate them into 0 so that you can find what is the critical point. Yes or no? Yes. People, something into minus, the ender term is minus. So that you can bring the negative term over here so that this will become what? Positive. What is the positive sign? 2 by 4 pi into 28 minus x is equal to 2x by 16. Gentlemen, please find a way to solve this so that you can determine what is the value of x here. Please tell me how to simplify this. You can cancel these two, so there will be 4. Cancel the 2 over here so that I can say x by 4 is equal to 28 minus x. If you multiply over here, this will become x is equal to 4 into the ender term. Therefore, this will become 4 times 28 minus 4x. 4 into 28 minus 4x. So therefore, if you take this guy over here, then minus 4x will become plus 4x. Plus 4x plus x will become 5x. 5x is equal to 4 times 28, which enable us to understand that here the value of x is equal to 4 into 28 divided by 5. People tell me what is the value of this? What is 5? 5 is basically what? 5 is basically 10 by 2. So divide 10 by 2 will be going here. So that you can multiply this term in divided by 10. So what is the final answer here? 4 into 2, 8. 8 times 28. By the way, what is 4 into 28? 4 into 25 will be 100. 100 plus 3 times 4, 112. Double of 112 will become 224. 224 by this will become 22.4 meters. Ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude the most important thing which I remember from this aspect. What is that? See, if I'm having a rod of length 28 meter, this has to be cut into 2 pieces such a way that the x meter which is utilized for making the square should be of the length 22.4. So that the remaining guy will be 0.6 will become 23. 23 plus 5.6. So that you can have the minimum combined area. See guys, what you have proven is only the conditions for critical point. Now you have to show that if you use this length for cutting the wire, you have to show that this combined area will be minimum. How it is possible? You have to go for the second derivative test, that is a double dash of x. People, tell me what is a dash of x. A dash of x will be something of this kind. Okay, so if you find the derivative of this 2x by 16, this will be 2 by 16. Now, what is the derivative of this term? See, 4 by pi is a constant. Minus is there. So, this will become minus 4 by 2 pi into derivative of, 2 by 4 pi, right? 2 by 4 pi into this part is 28 minus x. Now tell me what is derivative of 28 minus x will become minus 1. So that here people you can see that this will be minus into minus positive. Positive plus positive. The end term will be positive. If you found a double dash of x as a positive number at the point of this critical point, you can say that the combined area is minimum. Ladies and gentlemen, after finding the critical point x is equal to 22.4, it is mandatory to show that that critical point is the point of local minima by finding the second derivative is something very, very important. Got it? So it contains 2 prove that sections. Clear? Okay, Dane? Fine. People, is everything okay there? Any doubts? You can ask me. Any doubts, please? Gentlemen, please respond. I know that you guys are fed up with the most complicated chapter, but remember, trust me guys, maxima, minima is one of the easiest chapter which you can score full marks. Okay, and if it is a case study question, you are blessed, because see, for answering this question, you must need to know certain you must need to know certain the rules, the steps which you have to follow. But if it is a case study question, the steps which you have to follow will be given as sub questions in the case study. See, the first step for answering this question is that find the equation of combined area in terms of x. That is step number 1, but it should be asked as the first sub question in the case study. The second question is that find the critical point. That is the second step which you have to follow. Now, after finding the critical point, you have to show that combined area is minimum at that critical point. So all the steps which you have to follow will be given as a sub question in the case study question. So people, if you are lucky, then case study question is the right question for having full marks. Okay, let me show you how it works in this case study question. Ladies and gentlemen, please. In an elliptical soccer field, sport field, the authority wants to design a rectangular soccer field with maximum possible area. The sport field is given by the graph x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to what, which is the equation of ellipse. Now, if the length and the breadth of the rectangular field be 2x and 2y. See people, here you can see that they're having an elliptical soccer field. Inside there exists a what? A rectangular soccer field of dimension 2x and 2y. Find the area function in terms of x. So that what is the rule? So that you can maximize its area after finding the critical point of the function. This is what I told. If it is a case study question, guys, you are lucky, because the step you have to follow will be given as question number 1, question number 2, question number 3. Got it? Let us see. People, what I'm having is that I'm having an elliptical sport field whose equation is given by x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. Inside this elliptical soccer field, I'm having a rectangular sport field. Okay, so the question is that you must need to maximize its area. You need to maximize its area if the dimensions of the soccer field are 2x and 2y respectively. Gentlemen, this is the question. Okay, so people, tell me what is step number 1. Step number 1 is that tell me what is the equation of area of the rectangle. It is clear that the area of rectangle is length into breadth, that is 2x into 2y, which will be 4 times xy. So this is a term which has to be maximized. For maximizing this, the function should contain only how many variables? 1 variable. But here you can see that there are 2 variables, x and y. So people, you must need to find a relation between x and y so that you can connect them and make into a single variable. That is the reason for which they are given this equation. X square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. People, from this expression, tell me what is value of y here. You can say that y square by b square is equal to 1 minus x square by a square. Or you can say that this will be a square minus x square by b square is equal to y square by, this will be a square. This will be y square by b square. From this expression, people, tell me what is the value of y square. Take this b square over here. Therefore, I can say that y square will be b square by a square into a square minus x square. Therefore, y is equal to root of this structure. Root of this structure will be b by a into root of a square minus x square. People, what you obtained is that an equation that connects x and y. Y is equal to something. So we can substitute this part over here so that this will become, 4 times x into y. People, what is y? Y happens to be b by a into root of a square minus x square. People, the conclusion is very simple. You got the value of a, the combined area expression, in terms of single variable x alone. So that is step number 1. So after finding the area, you have to go for what? The second order derivative test. Area is equal to 4 times x into y. Y was found to be b by a into root of a square minus x square. So people, tell me what is the step. Step number 1, you have to find the derivative. A dash is equal to, see, b by a is a constant, 4 is a constant. So together 4 times b by a, the constant should be taken out, so that what will remain is that x into this term, x into this term. In order to find the derivative of this structure, you must need to go for what? The product rule, which may looks like, x into the first function derivative of root of something. Derivative of root x is 1 by 2 root x. Therefore, this term will be 1 by 2 root of a square minus x square. Into derivative of the term that comes instead of this structure. This term is a square minus x square. If you find the derivative, this will be minus 2x. Now plus this term, root of a square minus x square into derivative of x. What is that? Into 1. So people, find a way to simplify them so that you can equate them into 0 and find the critical point. See, this happens to be 4 times b by a into. People, tell me what are the terms involved over here. The 2 cancel. Now, x into x, this will become what? X square. X square divided by minus x square divided by root of a square minus x square plus root of a square minus x square. If you simplify it further, I can say that 4b by a into, see, if you do the LCM, if you multiply this guy over here, this will become the square. So that this will be x minus x square plus a square minus x square, the whole divided by root of a square minus x square. Now, gentlemen, rule number 1, equate the value of f dash of x into 0 so that you can find what is the critical point. People, tell me how to find the value of this critical point. See, this cannot be 0 as it is constant. Now, if you equate this guy over here 0, this term will be taken here so that this term, this guy, this is equal to 0. People, what is minus x square will be minus 2x square plus a square is equal to 0, which means that a square is equal to 2x square, or x square is equal to a square by 2, which means that x is equal to a by root 2. Ladies and gentlemen, this value of x is known as the critical point. So you obtain the critical point, x is equal to something. Now, the remaining part which I have to prove is that the so obtained critical point is the point of maxima. Point of maxima by the second order derivative test. People tell me what is the rule, what is the rule, what is the rule? You have to go for differentiating it again and put the value of x equal to a by root 2. Then you can show them it is what is the point of maxima. People, I think that part is something which you can do. For considering the inconvenience with the time, let me go for another question. Okay, one important core question. Show that the semi-vertical angle of the cone of the maximum volume of the given slant height is tan inverse root 2. Let me wind up the concept of maxima and minima with the last geometrical application question. Show that the semi-vertical angle of the cone of maximum volume. So remember, volume of the cone is a parameter which has to be maximized, and the given slant height. What do you mean by given slant height? For a certain slant height, which means slant height is a parameter which have to keep you as the constant. Because there are different number of cases where you can see this kind of geometrical application. They will be given a sphere. Inside the sphere, they will be putting a cone. So for a given sphere with a variable cone, tell me what could be the size of the cone so that you can obtain the maximum volume. There is a case where you can see a cylinder. inside a cylinder you can see a cone. So for a given cylinder, tell me what is the dimension of the cone should be made so that you can attain the least curved surface area, something of that kind. So remember, if certain parameters are given, means for a certain dimension. Here, for a given slant height, which means that slant height should be constant. Suddenly you can see for a given volume, which means volume should be constant. For a given surface area, which means surface area should be taken as constant. That is the pure meaning of that. Now, here in this question, see, volume should be maximized. People, if I'm having a cone which may looks like this, whose dimensions are given by, see, radius r, height h, the pupil height h, and the slant height L. Tell me what is the equation of volume of cone. People, volume of cone is given by, it is the 1/3 volume of the cylinder of the same dimension. Therefore, 1/3 pi r square h. People, this is a function which has to be maximized. But remember, it contains how many variables? R and h. So you need to convert R and h into you need to convert R and h. How? Either R into h or h into R. If you're converting R into h, then the end term will be h, so that you can find the derivative with respect to h. If you're converting h into R, the every term will be R, function of R. Therefore, you have to find the derivative with respect to R. But what is the issue, people? Here it is given that the slant height is constant. So here, remember, if the slant height is constant here, which means that L is the parameter which should be taken as the constant. So my question is very simple. If I'm saying that if the angle theta is semi-vertical angle, then please resolve this component and this component. If you resolve, if you are having L and this angle theta, then this will be L times sine theta, and this will be L times cos theta, right? So this enables us to understand that this parameter, this guy, which means the radius r is equal to what? L times sine theta, and this guy will be L times h will be L times cos theta. People, if you are converting by using this formula, then the volume of the cone will be 1/3 pi times r square h. What is r square? What is r? R will be L times sine theta, and h will be L times cos theta, which can be resolved as pi/3 into L square into L will become L cube. Now this will be sine square into cos theta, which will be sine square theta times cos theta. Remember, this is the equation of the volume which contains only single variable theta. So the obvious question that people will be asking, so here you can see two variables, theta and L. People, L is given as what? Constant. L is given as constant. So the only variable is theta. So you obtain the equation of something like volume, area as a function of single variable alone. The obvious concept people will be thinking that, so we need to convert R into H or H into R. But remember, you can convert R and H into a third variable theta, so that you can connect with theta, the semi-vertical angle of the cone. Fine. So people, once you got what is the equation of the function which has to be maximized or minimized, the remaining part is something very easy. So especially while you're dealing with a geometrical question, you must need to remember what are the relations like this, especially if you're having a cone inside a sphere. Such cases, you're having a cone inside a sphere, as well as a cone inside a cylinder. In all the cases, you must need to remember what is the connection between things of this kind. Okay, fine. Now the rest part is something very easy. After getting that, V of theta is equal to pi/3 L cube into sine square theta into cos theta. You have to go for what? The second order derivative test. People remember that if this is a function of theta, then you have to find the derivative with respect to the same variable, that is theta itself. So that this will become pi by 3 is a constant, L cube is another constant as the stand height is constant. So you can find what is the derivative of this term by using the product rule. Sine square theta into derivative of cos theta, that is minus sine theta, plus cos theta into derivative of sine square, which will be 2 times sine theta into derivative of sine will become what? Cos theta. Okay, now the same thing can be written in the short form or simplified as pi by 3 L cube into, people, what is this one? This will become minus sine cube theta plus this will be cos into cos, will be 2 times cos square theta into sine theta. Now gentlemen, tell me what is the step. You have to equate the first derivative into 0 so that you can find the critical point. See, if it's a function of x, you'll be getting x is equal to c, that is critical point. If this is a function of theta, then you'll be getting theta is equal to something, which is known as the critical point. Okay, let us see what is happening here. See, if you're equating this structure over 0, then this part will not be 0. Then obviously this guy is a parameter which is reservable for 0. Now if you equate this guy 0, then what happened? You can bring minus sine theta over the other side. Therefore 2 cos square theta sine theta is equal to sine cube theta. People tell me how to simplify this. You can cancel sine cube. Therefore this will become sine square theta. Bring the cos square theta over here. Therefore this will become sine square by cos square is equal to 1 by 2. Which means that what is sine by cos? Sine by cos, tan theta. So for sine square by cos square will be tan square theta. You can observe that the value of tan square theta was equal to 1 by 2, or the value of tan theta is equal to 1 by root 2, or you can say that theta is equal to tan inverse of 1 by root 2. Ladies and gentlemen, remember this value of theta is equal to something is known as the critical point. Here in the question, it was asked you to find that this is equal to what? Tan inverse of root 2. See, there is a small correction, guys. This is not 1 by 2, this is 2, sorry. Right? If you're taking the cos square here, this will become 2. Therefore, this will be, all this guy will be 2, okay? Root 2, therefore, this is equal to tan inverse of root 2. Fine. Now, after forming the critical point, you have to ensure that the so obtained critical point is a point of what? It is a point of maxima. How to show that the volume is maximum? You have to go for checking what? The second order derivative. How it is possible? After finding the first order, you have to differentiate further. See, the first order can be taken as v dash of theta is equal to pi L cube by 3 into minus sine cube theta plus 2 times cos square theta into sine theta. People, tell me what is v double dash of theta. This will become pi L cube by 3 into, how to find the derivative of this structure? Tell me. This will become minus 3 into sine square theta, and derivative of sine will become cos theta plus 2 times derivative of this term. You have to go for product rule inside in this. So what is the answer? Cos square theta into derivative of sine will become cos theta now plus sine theta into derivative of cos square, that is 2 cos theta into derivative of cos theta is minus sine theta. So people, this is what you obtained, v double dash of theta. Now my question is that, tell me what is the sign of v double dash of theta at critical point is obtained. What is critical point? Critical point is that theta is equal to tan inverse of root 2. People, theta is equal to tan inverse root 2 means tan theta is equal to what? Root 2. You see, this is one condition of critical point, where tangent of the angle was found to be equal to root 2. If tan theta is equal to root 2, then tell me what is the value of sine theta and cos theta, so that you can substitute their conditions of critical point over this expression and determine what is sine of v double dash of theta. Okay, people tell me, if tan theta was found to be root 2, what is the meaning of that? If I'm having a triangle like this, tan theta will be sine by cos. This will be root 2 by 1, which means that this guy will be root 2 square plus 1 square, which means 2 plus 1 will be root 3. Okay, now my question is very simple. What is value of sine theta, cos theta? Sine theta will be, this is theta, then sine theta will be root 2 by root 3. And cos theta will be 1 by root 3. People, if you substitute these values of critical point over here, tell me what is the sign of V double dash of theta. But before getting that, can I ask you something? Here, this value was negative. Now, on simplifying over this expression also, you will be getting this answer as negative. Even though you don't get the answer as negative, you have to put it as negative. Why? Because the question is that you are supposed to show that it is a maximum volume. It is a condition for maximum volume. So even though you don't get the answer, just show them it is negative. So that you can write, hence, it is a condition for maximum volume. Okay? So people, that's exactly the things which you need to know about maxima and minima of geometrical question. Now, let me tell you one more important aspect. See, show that a semi-vertical angle of the cone, that is theta, is equal to tan inverse root 2. Here, theta is equal to tan inverse root 2 is a parameter which you have to show. Actually, this is a critical point. So people, remember that whenever you are dealing with the advanced question, they will be asking, especially the geometrical question, show that the semi-vertical angle is theta, then theta is equal to sine inverse 1 by 3. Show that volume by volume, volume of sphere by volume of cylinder is equal to 8 by 27. Things of that kind. You have to remember a simple thing. That is the conditions of what? Critical point. And you have to show that at this critical point, volume is maximum by using this concept of second order derivative test. Clear, fellas? Clear? Any doubt? Now people, after knowing this thing, let me give you the last two questions with rate as a change of measure. Okay, people, rate as a change of measure is one of the easiest part which you have to understand. People, my question is simple. If I'm having a circle, if I increase the radius, obviously its area also changes, area also increases. If I'm decreasing the radius, the area decreases. So the logic is very simple. If the radius is changing, the area also changes. The perimeter also changes. So my question is that how fast I am increasing or decreasing, or I am changing the dimension of the circle. See, I can increase the radius of the circle like this, so fast, such a way that dr by dt is equal to 10 centimeter per second. Within 1 second, I increase it 10 centimeter. Or I can increase or change the dimension of radius like this, slowly, such that dr by dt is 1 centimeter per second. That is, in 1 second, only 1 centimeter has been increased. So it is a question, how fast I am changing the radius, so that how fast is the area of the circle is increasing. People, that logic is something very, very important. Now, in every question, they will be given an equation. You have to play with that, okay? Let us see. In this question, the volume of the cube is increasing at the rate of 8 centimeter cube per second. Always remember this stuff, guys. Rate is something always taken with respect to time, d by dt, unless it is specified in the question. If the question is saying that the radius of the rate of change of the radius of the circle is 5 centimeter per 5 centimeter, like with respect to radius, if it is mentioned like that, you have to go for what? dr by with respect to r. But if it is with respect to time, it should be always centimeter cube per second. So the thing that I have given is that the volume of the cube is increasing at the rate of 8 centimeter cube per second. See, if I'm having a cube of dimension a, tell me what is the equation of volume of cube. This will be a cube. Therefore, what is dv by dt? dv by dt is equal to d by dt of a cube. People, tell me how to find the derivative of this guy. This will become 3 times a square into dA by dt. It is given that this guy is equal to what? 8 centimeter cube per second. Question is that how fast is the surface area is increasing? How fast with respect to time? How fast surface area increasing? People, tell me what is the equation for finding the surface area of the cube. This will be 6 times the area of each faces. 6 times a square. So you have to find ds by dt. This will become 6 into derivative d by dt of a square, which is equal to 6 times derivative of a square is 2 times a into dA by dt. It is given that when at the instant when edge length a is equal to 12 centimeter. People, this is a question which you have to answer. So in this question, see how many parameters has to be filled here. Here, there is a and dA by dt. For that, the value of a is well mentioned that it is 12 centimeter. Now you have to tell me what is value of dA by dt. It is given that dA by dt is equal to something with this expression. People, tell me what is value of dA by dt here. dA by dt is equal to 8 by 3 times a square. So if you are substituting this parameter over here, then I can say that this will become 6 into 2, that is 12 times a into dA by dt, which was found to be 8 by 3 times a square. People, you can cancel this so that this will become 4 into 8. 32. Cancel the a and s square, they were the 32 by a, where is a is equal to 12 centimeter. So that this is the rate of change of surface area. Surface area will be centimeter. Centimeter per second is the unit of ds by dt. So ladies and gentlemen, this is how the question of this kind is being answered. So the point you have to remember while dealing with the questions of rate as a change of measure is that you always need a formula, a function which has to be taken its derivative. So it can be the volume of the cube, it can be the surface area of a sphere, it can be the area of a circle, so that as some of the dimension is changing in a certain some with respect to some time, then the surface area, the volume always changes. Remember the case, if the total cost is given, then the marginal cost is the derivative of this guy. If the total revenue is given, then the marginal revenue is something with respect to the case. And there is one special question in the NCERT that if I am leaning a ladder against a wall, such a way that if I am taking the foot of ladder in a certain way so that this top of the ladder, which is a point of contact the wall, will be falling down. So if I am taking this tip in a faster rate, how fast is this guy is downing will be a question. So whenever you are dealing with this question, remember you must need to have what? A formula which connect all these parameters. So use Pythagoras theorem x, y, so that you can find an equation, and after that you can find the derivative with respect to time. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the things which you have to remember in the topic of applications of derivatives. Rate as a change of measure, maxima, minima, increasing and decreasing function. I hope that you guys got something, at least some spark of how to have the best revision from this content. Please guys, please respond me in the chat box. How is it? Was it worth? Then so that I can give my opportunity to our beloved teacher Shanti ma'am, so that she will be discussing the content of continuity and differentiability for you. Please guys, how is it? Was it worthful for you? Thank you people. Thank you. Thank you guys. So within 5 minutes, our beloved teacher will be joining with you. Thank you guys.
Hello, my dear students. Everyone is here itself, right? Hope you all have enjoyed Fairuz's applications of derivatives session. So now we are going to discuss continuity and differentiability. I know that it's not that good time to explain all these things because it is too late. Because of some technical reasons, we have to be late. That's why. Anyway, we will continue with continuity and differentiability. Okay. So, dears, I'm not going to introduce too much about the topics because it's already too late. Okay. So, here, what we are doing is continuity and differentiability. I'm just covering up maximum portions, like all the portions, you know, right? What all topics are to be covered in continuity and differentiability, you know, right? So, I have selected the question in such a way that I have covered all the topics. So, dears, let us continue. So, before we start continuity and differentiability, I would like to say one thing before you start your preparations. I know that you already have started your preparations, but still, I just wanted to say that because many of you are suffering from that problem because you have to download your syllabus. Okay, everybody should download one copy of your syllabus because it is now, you know, as you all of you know that it is rationalized syllabus. So many topics have been deleted. Okay, so still some students have a confusion in the syllabus part. So that is very important. You all have to download one copy of your syllabus. Okay, dears, I hope you that like my all kids are over here. I can't see the messages, but still, yes, dears, yes. Or many of you are here. So anyway, I need your active participation throughout the session. Okay, so let us continue with the session. Continuity and differentiability. So see, this is the syllabus of continuity and differentiability. Okay. Continuity and differentiability, chain rule, derivatives. Everybody knows that what is the importance of chain rule, right? Because the full portion is based on chain rule. Full portion is based on chain rule. It is that much important. Okay. So because the full chapter is, we are doing the questions by using chain rule. Okay. Now a derivative of inverse trigonometric functions. I don't need to say how much trigonometry is important. So before you start your preparations for continuity, all of you have to know your trigonometric concepts in a proper way. Suppose if you don't know, please you have to go through the formulas, all the formulas of trigonometry. At the same time, you make sure that your formulas of differentiability, I mean all derivatives formulas, all the concept part should be very, very clear. So if the concepts are very clear, there is no doubt, dears, you can crack any question if it is coming from outside the reader. Okay. So yes, all these things, you know, you can see the syllabus over here. I'm not going into that. Okay. Yes, my dear students, please give me the responses because your responses is our motivation. Okay, so please give me the responses. Yes, dears. Yes. Everyone is there, right? I'm not reading anybody's name. Okay. Anyway, I can see all of your names over here. Okay, so we will start with the question. So you can see, you can all of you read the question first carefully. So I don't know how much time I'll take for this anyway. You all know that 1 hour or 1.5 hours is not enough for explaining this, but maximum we will cover up the portions. Okay, maximum I'll do 1 or 2 questions from every topic. That's the only thing I can do now because of time limitation. You all of you know that. See, the first question is, everybody read the question, dears. Reading the question is very important. The function f of x equal to greatest integer x, that notation everybody knows, right? Greatest integer x. Okay, where greatest integer x denotes the greatest integer less than or equal to x is continuous at. That's the question. Okay, so everybody read the question first. I hope you all got the question now. Clear, right? Yeah. Now we will see, before we start the topic, I'll have to explain what is continuity, right? So continuity, if I talk about continuity, all of you know that if a function, if the graph of a function, if I can draw the graph of the function without taking my pen or without lifting the pen from the plane of the paper, that is called continuity. So you have, see, suppose if I draw a function like this, see, I didn't take my pen from the plane of the paper, means it is continuous. Clear? So like that, you have seen so many functions, right? You have studied in class 11 relations and functions, greatest integer function, modulus function, signum function. You have seen how much important these all are. Okay, so continuity here is, yeah, see, greatest integer function x, similarly modulus function. Everybody please note it down because I don't have time, but still note it down what all things you have to study. One is greatest integer function, all the properties, domain, range and graph of the function, all the properties of greatest integer function you should know. So I think you all have noted it. Okay, if you don't know about it, it is like the integral will also be a problem to you. Clear? So next is modulus function. I can visualize, okay, all of you are sitting in front of us, in front of me, okay. Anyway, modulus function. Modulus function is, you know, V-shaped graph. So it's also like having many properties, like domain is there, range is there. So what all properties are there for all these standard functions that you should know. And the next function is signum function. So like that, I'm not telling every function. We will come back to our question, greatest integer x. Okay. So f of x equal to greatest integer x. As you know that the word itself is what? Greatest integer less than or equal to x. Correct. That means if I have greatest integer 0.9, any number, simply I put a number, okay. Simply I put a number 0.9. What will be the answer? What will be the answer? Greatest integer 0.9. I can't see the messages, so that's why please dears. Greatest integer 0.9 is what? It is 0 because we are taking the leftmost integer of 0.9. Okay, greatest integer function is what? Greatest integer less than or equal to x. So it is greatest integer 0.9 is what? Greatest integer 0.9 is 0 itself. Like that, greatest integer 1. If I take greatest integer 1, I will get greatest integer 1 is 1 itself because it is greatest integer less than or equal to x. Okay, so next is, we have studied this one, f of x equal to greatest integer x. This is the function. You should know the graph of the function. What I told you about continuity, I didn't say till now, I didn't say what is a mathematical definition of continuity. We will come back to that. But for this question, actually I don't need that because it is a 1 mark question. It is an MCQ question. Very easily you can find out the answer because you know the graph of the function. You know what is the graph of the function. What is that graph of the function? See, it is called, if you remember, greatest integer function is called step function. I hope you got it. What is step function, right? Step function is, what step function? 0, see, between 0 and 1. 0 less than or equal to x less than 1. What is the value of the function? What is the value of the function? It is 0 itself, correct? So that 0's value is 0, okay? 0's value is 0 and between, see, it is to be marked like this, 0 to 1. Clear? I hope it is clear to you. Okay? Okay. Next is, see, I stopped over there. I stopped over there because 0 to 1. Now from 1 to 2. So here greatest integer x value is what? 0. But from 1 to 2, 1 less than or equal to x less than 2, greatest integer x is equal to 1. Like that it goes. Clear? So students, Now you will be thinking why teacher is telling all these history about this function. See dears, I know that it is those who have common sense. I know that you all are very smart guys, okay. Anyway, if you see the question itself, you will be able to say the answer. I don't need to explain all these things, right? See, x equal to 1 is there, x equal to minus 2 is there, x equal to 1.5 is there, x equal to 4 is there. See, yes, many students are giving me the answer. What is that? X is equal to 1.5, which is odd one out, okay, odd one. This is odd one of this. So that is the answer. You all have got it. But still, if they ask this question, for a 2-mark question or for 3-mark question, you have to explain, okay. So that means you have to either draw the graph of the function, graph of the function is fine dears. You don't need to give the definition of continuity. Graph of the function is fine, okay. So here, yes, we will come back to our graph of the question. 0 between, at this point it is 0 to 1 we have got. Now from 1 to 2, this is the value 1, right? So from 1 to 2 it will be like this, okay. It will be like this, so radius, okay. It will be like this. So it is like this. See dears, it will go like this. That is why this function is called a step function. This function is called a step function. So what is the property of this function? I have drawn the graph in such a way that I had to take my pen from the plane of the board. Means it is discontinuous. It is discontinuous at what point, dears? It is discontinuous at, see, this is 0, this is 1. So at what point? At what point I had to take my pen? At what point I had to take my pen? At the integer 1. Like that, and the integer 2. Like that, all the integer points I have to take my pen from the board. Okay. Means at all integer points function is discontinuous. Okay. At all integer points function is discontinuous. But you look at your question, dears. What is that? What is your question? F of x equal to greatest integer x is continuous at, that's a question. So continuous at non-integer, right? Continuous at non-integer. So what's the answer? X is equal to 1.5. Okay, I hope you all got it. Since if it is asked for 3 marks or 2 marks, you have to explain by just drawing the graph of the function. That is why I explain. Otherwise, it is so simple. Within fraction of a second, you will be able to say the answer. What is the non-integer given in the option? That is your answer. Okay, what is the non-integer? Now you'll be thinking why teacher is giving all these things, because it will be helpful, dears, because even integration, application of integration, many chapters will be like these, all things are applicable. Okay, now I'm going to do the next question, but still remember I didn't say what is the mathematical definition of continuity. We will come to that question. Yes, my dear students, look at this question. F of x equal to sin x minus cos x divided by x minus pi by 4 when x is not equal to pi by 4 and equal to k when x equals to pi by 4 is continuous at x equal to pi by 4. So you are already given that function is continuous. Then k is equal to what? That is my question. So here how can I do this one? Can I use the previous concept here? Okay, can I use the previous concept? What do you think about it? No, right? Because we don't know how to draw the graph of the function, right? We don't know. We haven't studied yet these kind of functions to draw. So how can you get the answer from the graph? It is not possible. Means we need some definitions of continuity. Okay. So that is why we are depending on some mathematical definitions for continuity. Okay. Otherwise, if you have the graph with you, no need of any help. Directly you can say at what point it is continuous. Okay, it's very simple. But here it is not like that. I have to explain with mathematical concept. So the other one was also mathematical concept, but that was geometry. Okay, and here we define. You all have studied. Okay, what is the definition of continuity? limit LHL, I mean left hand limit, should be equal to right hand limit equal to f of a. That means suppose if I take a point, any point, okay, suppose if I take a point 0, I mean 2, okay. So at this point, whether the graph is continuous or not, how do you know that? See, suppose if I draw like this, what happens here? What happens here? At the point x equal to 2, here nothing is defined. Okay, but in the neighborhood of 2, neighborhood, everybody knows what is neighborhood, right? The locality, like the local, see here, 2 minus h, local, I mean, sorry, yes, okay. So neighborhood of 2 means you can just subtract a small value, very, very small value, negligibly small, okay. So 2 minus 0.1. 0.1, you know, it's very simple, very small number only. 2 plus 0.1, or you can take 2 minus 0.01, 2 plus 0.01, etc. So in this neighborhood, okay, in this neighborhood, if the values of the function are same, that is called continuous, okay. So I have drawn the graph here, but it is rubbed it off, very sorry dear. So I'll just draw it again, okay. See, hope you all are here itself, okay, because time is, I know that it's going to be 9 o'clock, okay. Anyway, see here, this is the point 2. So suppose if I draw like this, there is no doubt, dears, because neighborhood of 2, it is continuous, because every word the value is tending to 2. Okay, the value is tending to f of 2, not 2, sorry. Value is tending to f of 2. This function is f of x. Okay, so the value is tending to 2. That means LHL values, left hand limit values should be equal to right hand limit values equal to f of 2. So if this is not continuous, this point will not be defined. See, you can see here, the graph has a break here, correct? No, graph has a break here at the point x equal to 2, means it is not continuous. It is not continuous. So remember, for continuity, the definition is like this. I will explain here with the formula. Okay, definition is what? Limit x is tending to, normally we take one point as a, right? Here that point we are taking as pi by 4, okay? So it will be pi by 4 minus pi by 4 plus, okay? At x is tending to pi by 4 minus and pi by 4 plus. Pi by 4 minus f of x should be equal to limit x is tending to pi by 4 plus f of x equal to f of pi by 4. So this is the definition of continuity. This is the definition of continuity. Please be here itself, okay? Everybody is here itself, I guess. Okay, you all are watching, right? And please give me some responses. And limit x is tending to pi by 4 minus f of x equal to limit x is tending to pi by 4 plus f of x equal to f of pi by 4. But in this question, there is no relevance of writing LHL and RHL, because it is already given in the question what? At not equal to pi by 4. At not equal to pi by 4 means all. Pi by 4 minus and pi by 4 plus, the values are same. Okay, so there is no point of explaining these two. It is already given as same. So I can directly write what? Limit x is tending to pi by 4. Limit x is tending to pi by 4 f of x. F of x is what? Sin x minus cos x divided by x minus pi by 4 should be equal to k. If, see, this is the thing. Clear? See, if anyone has doubt, see, you can send me the messages. I will just check it and I will reply that limit x is tending to pi by 4 minus pi by 4 plus. Okay, I have been written as separately because according to your question, pi by 4, for not equal to pi by 4, it is defined as same, sin x minus cos x by x minus pi by 4. So there is no point of giving that again. So yeah, this is the thing. So I have to get the value of k. How do we get? Last year in class 11, we had a chapter limits and derivatives. How do you get the limit value here? See, I will substitute x equal to pi by 4 directly. See, directly I will just check whether it is possible or not. Okay. So when I do that directly, what is happening here? So I'm not writing that because you all know about it. If I substitute sine pi by 4 is what? 1 by root 2, right? Cos pi by 4, 1 by root 2, 0 by 0 form, right? 0 by 0, are you thinking that the answer is 0? No, answer is infinity. No, it is called indeterminate form. It is called indeterminate form. Anyway, you haven't studied that, but I will explain because for 1 mark questions, it will be very helpful to you. It's a scientific method only, but it is not learned. I mean 2 mark, 3 marks, 5 marks. We can't write. But you can do that for 1 mark. So I'll explain both the methods. Okay, both the methods I'll explain to you. Yes, my dear students, we will have here, see, this, Suppose that method is known as LH rule, L Hospital's rule. L Hospital is not a hospital, okay, it is a mathematician, he's a mathematician. So LH rule, L Hospital's rule. What is that rule? LH rule will be applied in some of the indeterminate forms like 0 by 0, okay, infinity by infinity, etc. Some more forms are there, but I'm not taking that over here because for you maximum 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity will be asked, okay. So wherever 0 by 0 form comes, what you have to do is your function, if it is of the form f of x divided by g of x, if it is of the form f of x by g of x, what you can do, just differentiate both, okay, numerator and denominator, not by quotient rule, dears, not by quotient rule. Normally whenever f of x by g of x is there, we will do by quotient rule. Correct, but here not by quotient rule, okay, just differentiate numerator and denominator separately. So I will differentiate f dash of x by g dash of x, okay, and in that we substitute your point what is given, okay, your point what is given we will do substitute, okay. So if it is again 0 by 0, what will happen? If it is again 0 by 0, we will continue this process, okay, we will continue this process until we get a non-zero number in the denominator. I hope you all got it, okay. Suppose if I have a question, I'll see that question also is here, okay, or that kind of questions are also here, so you can see that. Anyway, here f dash of x by g dash of x, you can substitute whatever is the indicated point given in the question. All of you got it, right? Okay, so f dash of pi by 4, here it is f dash of pi by 4. Anyway, see what will be your answer. You can just differentiate here because you have seen that it is 0 by 0 form, right? It is 0 by 0 form, you have seen that. So you can differentiate it. When you differentiate, what you will get? When you differentiate, what you will get? I'm writing over here, okay? If you differentiate, what is the derivative of sin x? Derivative of sin x. Everybody knows why teacher is underestimating us, right? You all know that what's the derivative of sin x is what? Cos x, okay? Cos x minus derivative of cos x is what? Minus sin x, so it will be plus. Plus denominator is 1. So simple, dears. See, I have taken this much time for explanation only. It is possible within fraction of a minute. Correct? Within fraction of a second itself you can get the answer if you are very confident about your derivatives part. Okay. So cos x plus sin x divided by 1. Just substitute x equal to pi by 4. Your answer is got. What is the answer then? If you substitute x equal to pi by 4, because it is limit x is tending to pi by 4, you will be getting what? Cos pi by 4 plus sin pi by 4. That is 1 by root 2 plus 1 by root 2. That is 2 by root 2. This simplification part, that also is very important because sometimes we make mistakes in simplification part also. So please do consider that part also, not only the concept part, because I felt many students are still suffering in that calculation part. So don't worry about that, just do maximum number of questions. Okay, maximum number of questions, you will be able to do that. Okay, don't worry about it. So 1 by root 2 plus 1 by root 2, you know that denominator is same. So 2 by root 2, you can simplify that. So the answer is root 2. You can see what is the option here. Okay, root 2 is your answer. This is your answer. Now you will ask me how we do this question if they ask you for 3 marks. That is very important. That is very important. We can't apply LH rule here. Okay. So what we do is, yes, listen all of you. The question is, it was like this. Limit x is tending to pi by 4 sin x minus cos x divided by x minus pi by 4. So dear students, you all know some general formulas of limits. What are they? Last year we studied limit x tends to 0. Okay, I will write that all the formulas. Limit x is tending to 0 sin x by x equal to 1. Okay, for the time being I'm writing only one question. Okay, only one formula, because that is to be applied here. That's why. Okay. Now, how do we apply this formula? Now you all will be thinking, how can we apply it here? Teacher here, how do we apply this formula? Very simple, dears, because this result, this sin x minus cos x is a special function. What you can do is, see, everybody can look at here, sin x minus cos x. What I'm doing is, we will just do, mathematics is always like that, no? We use some tricks. Okay, so that tricks we will apply here also. What is this? What is happening to this board? 1 minute, dears. Okay, so sin x minus cos x. What I'm doing is, I'll just multiply, okay, by 1 by root 2. Of course, if I do something, I'll have to do what? To be compensated, right? I did 1 by root 2. So that, what should I do? Into root 2. I hope you all got it. Why we are writing? Why teacher is simply multiplying 1 by root 2? There is a point for that. See, I'll show that. Limit x is tending to pi by 4. Okay. Limit x is tending to pi by 4. Sin x into 1 by root 2. Okay. Minus cos x into 1 by root 2. Whole divided by x minus pi by 4. And into root 2 is there. Very sorry, I forgot to write that. Okay, but I know that you all are watching carefully. Okay, so root 2 into sin x into 1. See, what is the thing next to do? See, I have some connection with pi by 4, right? Because denominator we have a pi by 4. Denominator we have a pi by 4. So there will be some connection. So I think some of you have already got it. Anyway, let me explain. Sin x, I will write 1 by root 2 as cos pi by 4. 1 by root 2 we will write as cos pi by 4. Okay, this 1 by root 2 I will write in the next step. Limit x is tending to pi by 4. Okay, root 2 I will write as it is. Okay, sin x into cos pi by 4. Sin x into cos pi by 4 minus cos x into, yeah, there comes another comedy. See, sin x into cos pi by 4, it is sin a cos b. Because I need the formula sin of something. That is why I'm doing like this. So sin x cos pi by 4 minus cos x into sin pi by 4. Okay, our mathematics is sometimes like this. Okay, divided by x minus pi by 4. So you got it, right? What is this? Sin a cos b minus cos a sin b, right? Sin a cos b minus cos a sin b. What is that? Sin of a minus b. It is sin of a minus b. So we can write that. Limit x is tending to pi by 4. Limit x is tending to pi by 4. What is this? Sin a cos b. I hope you got it. I'll just explain it again. I wrote this 1 by root 2. This 1 by root 2 I wrote as sin pi by 4. This 1 by root 2 I wrote as cos pi by 4. What is the purpose of doing that? You will be able to see that sin A cos B minus cos A sin B, that is y. Okay, so it is sin of x minus pi by 4. I told you, right, this board doesn't like me. Sin of x minus pi by 4 divided by x minus pi by 4. There was a root 2, I forgot that. Okay, so yeah, see, it is our formula, right? It is our formula. When x is tending to pi by 4, x minus pi by 4 will be tending to where? X minus pi by 4 will be tending to where? 0, right? When x is tending to pi by 4, when x is tending to pi by 4, x minus pi by 4 will be tending to where? 0. So it will be limit whatever is 1 minute, dears. I will write it again. So I hope you all have done till here. It is, see, these kind of some special functions are there. Okay, that special functions, how to treat, that is very important. How to treat for continuity, for 3-mark question. 1-mark question I showed already. That was very easy. That was very easy. But this is for 3 marks. If you use LH rule, they won't give the marks, as it is not there in our syllabus. I hope you got it. Okay, so it is root 2 into sin theta by theta. Limit, I'll write here again. Ayo. Okay. Okay. So it is, if I substitute x minus pi by 4 as y, what will be my answer? Limit y tends to 0. Correct? No? Because I told x is tending to pi by 4. X is tending to pi by 4 means y will be tending to 0, right? If I substitute x equal to pi by 4, it is pi by 4 minus pi by 4. What is that? 0. So limit y tends to 0, sin y divided by y. Everybody knows that it is very beautiful result that we studied before, right? Limit theta tends to 0, sin theta by theta form, right? What is that? 1. But we had a root 2. A root 2 we had, okay? So your answer is root 2, sorry. Your answer is root 2 into 1 is equal to k. So that is your final answer. So if they ask you for 3 marks, you can do like this. I hope it is understood. Clear? Okay. So what is the geometrical definition of continuity? What is the analytical definition of continuity? Both you have got. Okay. Now we will come to the next question. Okay. Okay, see, this is the question. Yes, everybody is very happy because you got hospital's rule. It's very easy to crack your answer because see, that is also 0 by 0 form. If you watch it carefully, you will be able to see that it's 0 by 0 form, right? Limit, see, 1 mark question. We will categorize like this, okay? 1 mark question, how to do? It is limit, okay? Limit x is tending to 0. Limit x is tending to 0 minus 0 plus. I don't write because for both we have the same value. But in some questions, we will have to write LHL and RHL separately. I'll just give an example. Otherwise, you will be confused why every time teacher is writing this definition. That question is, suppose if the question is like this, when x is less than or equal to 2 and equal to 2x when x is greater than 2. See, you can see the difference between these two functions. How is it defined? There are some differences, right? Here x is not equal to 0. Here it is not defined like that. Okay, it is for x is less than or equal to 2. That means 2 minus 1 value, 2 plus 1 value. So you have to check whether 2 minus and 2 plus are coinciding or not. Clear? So here it is limit x is tending to 0. I'm afraid of writing something in this board. Okay, it's my problem only, dears. Okay, so limit x is tending to 0. If I substitute x equal to 0, what we will get? What we will get? I will write 1 minus cos 0. Everybody knows. I already have told you before we start the session. I told you trigonometry is very important. Without trigonometry, we cannot think about integral or differential calculus. Not only integral, differential calculus, majority of branches of mathematics involves trigonometry. Okay. So 1 minus cos 0 is 1. 1 minus cos 0 is 1. Okay. Divided by 0. So it is 0 by 0 form. So once it is 0 by 0 form, what to do? L'Hospital's rule. What is that? L'Hospital's rule. So you can do that. Okay, for 1 mark question you can do like that. So I will just differentiate the numerator and denominator. So what I will get once derivative is what? 0, right? 0 minus, what's the derivative of cos 4x? Minus of minus will be plus, correct? So cos 4x derivative is what? 4 sin 4x, correct? No? So it is 4 sin 4x, correct? Whole divided by 8x square, that is 16x. Clear? Clear, right? Okay. I got like this. Now, see, still I am helpless here, because still I am getting 0 by 0 form, because denominator still has a 0, denominator still has a 0, and the numerator is also 0 if I substitute x equal to 0, right? So the answer is 0 by 0 form. Means what to do next? You have to differentiate one more time. What I told you, you have to continue this differentiation process until you get a non-zero number in the denominator. Correct? Until you get a non-zero number in the denominator, you have to continue this process. So, limit x is tending to 0. I will do differentiate one more time. 4 we will write as it is, because derivative of, see, that also sometimes we will think derivative of constant is 0. This is not constant, okay? It is constant in a variable. Constant in a variable is always variable, okay? So 4 is taken as it is. Sin 4x derivative is 4 cos 4x, right? Divided by 4 cos 4x divided by derivative of 16x is 16. Clear? Derivative of 16x is 16. I can say that 16 cancelled. Directly I got a non-zero number in the denominator. Got a non-zero number in the denominator. Stopped. Okay, I can stop here. I can just substitute x equal to 0. So what is the answer? Cos 0 is what? 1. Here I took some time for explanation only. When you do that for the examination, if you are practicing these kind of questions for MCQs, it would be very easy for you. Okay, but for 3 marks or 2 marks, if they ask you, you have to treat in a different way. I will explain that, you know. Okay, I think you already have studied that, but we will just explain it again. Everyone listen here. If it is a 3 mark question, how do we do that? Okay. Question was limit x is tending to 0. 1 minus cos 4x divided by x square. You all know that there is a very important, very famous trigonometric result. What was that? 1 minus cos 2 theta. 1 minus cos 2 theta is 2 sin square theta. You will get it from cos 2 theta formula. I am not going to that portion now. Okay. So I am directly writing 1 minus cos 2x is 2 sin square x. Okay. 2 sin square x. So remember, whatever is the angle over here, okay, its half will come over here. I hope you got it. Suppose, oh my god. Suppose if it is 1 minus cos 4x, our question is 1 minus cos 4x, right? 1 minus cos 4x is what, dears? What is 1 minus cos 4x? 2 sin square, the half of 4x. Half of 4x, everyone knows that it is 2x, correct? So we will write that here. Limit x is tending to 0. Sin 1 minus cos 4x is 2 sin square 2x divided by x square divided by x. I have only x square, okay? I have only x square here. This is the question. 1 minus cos 4x. Wait. 1 minus cos 4x by 8x square was there. Sorry dears. 8x square was there, okay? 8x square was there. It's my, 8x square is equal to your f of 0, k. Okay. Now you know, sine theta by theta is 1. Sine theta by theta is 1 when theta is tending to 0, right? When theta is tending to 0. When theta is tending to 0, theta is tending to 0, sine theta by theta is 1. So that, of course, sine square theta by theta square also will be what? 1 only. Because 1 square comes, correct? Sine theta by theta is 1 means sine square theta by theta square will be what? 1 itself. Sine cube theta by theta cube will be what? 1 itself. So here look at your function. Look at your function. Sine square 2x divided by 8x square. So you will be getting limit x is tending to 0. 2 sine square 2x. Remember what the angle over here. What is the angle over here? What is it is defined over here? The same should come in the denominator. Okay. What is the function defined over here? Its same function should come in the denominator. I mean 2x I have defined. That means denominator I should have 2x the whole square. Already we had an 8. I hope you all got it. Please, 2 sine square 2x by 8 into 2x the whole square. It was only 8x square. So here it is 2x the whole square I should have. Okay. So I just see again my problem is with this board. Okay. Okay. So it is into what is to be done. Into what is to be done. Here into 4, right? Here I did simply extra 1, 4 is multiplied. So that is to be compensated here. Correct? So I got 2 by 8 is what? 4. So this 4 gets cancelled with this 4. Sine square theta by theta square. What is that sine square theta by theta square? It is 1. Clear? So we got before itself we got the answer as 1 by LH rule. But this is not LH rule, this is pure trigonometric formulas we applied, and this is a very important question. Okay, very important type question. They might change the question. Instead of 1 minus cos 4x by x square, they might ask you 1 minus cos 8x by x square, 1 minus cos 6x by x square, whatever. So just practice that kind of question. Very important question. Okay. Yes, dears. Now we do our question, next question. What is the question? F of x equal to, yeah, that is the next concept. F of x equal to x into mod x. X into mod x is differentiable at. Differentiable at, that is the question. I hope you all have read the question carefully, right? It is differentiability. Continuity, we have done. What is the definition? This is about differentiability. Correct. So it is, what is the formula for derivative of a function? Derivative, last year we studied. Now what is derivative? Derivative means limit. We studied. What is derivative? Limit. H tends to 0. H tends to 0. F of x plus h minus f of x by h. By h. Okay, by h. What's the definition of differentiability? I mean derivative. It is f dash of x. F dash of x is equal to, last year we studied this formula, right? Limit h is tending to 0, f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. Students, if we talk about limit of a function, what should we have? That also you studied last year. When we talk about limit of a function, its LHL should be equal to RHL, then only it has existence. Correct? LHL should be equal to RHL, then only it will be having existence. So that means 0 minus of this is equal to limit h is tending to 0 plus the same function. Okay. F of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. Don't worry, like this one, when you see, you will be feeling that, oh, it is very complicated. No, it's very simple only. I just have told you last year derivative definition. Okay, this was the definition derivative definition from the first principle. We studied it. So f of x plus h minus f of x by h, 0 minus 0 plus, both should be equal. Then it is called derivative. Then with the function is said to have a derivative at the point whatever is indicated. Okay. So that means it is LF dash of, what is that point? Let it be A. Okay. LF dash of A, left hand derivative, we will write it as LHD. You all are familiar with that word. LF dash of A is called LHD. Left hand derivative should be equal to right hand derivative. Right hand derivative. Okay. LHD, so don't worry about this. It's very simply we can do this. Note by this one basic formulas I had just given you. Okay, this is very simple only. LF dash of A is equal to RF dash of A. That is the formula. That is the derivative form. Differentiability definition is this. If a function is differentiable, its left hand derivative. This is analytical definition. Geometrical definition is there. Okay, I'll explain it. LF dash of A is equal to RF dash of A. Clear? So now what we do is we will come to our question. Okay, so I think you all have got it. LF dash f of x equal to x into mod x. So you got it, no? Now it is f of x equal to, that was our question, x into mod x. Again coming to our modulus function. Beginning of the session I told you what all functions are very important. This is that kind of one function, modulus function. Okay, so modulus function, how do we define? See, when we talk about, or when we are thinking about it, a function, if it is a standard function, it is simple if you are imagining the figure of that. Okay, I mean the graph of that. Modulus function, it's a V-shaped graph. It's a V-shaped graph. So here mod x is equal to, see, it is, the graph will be like this. It is modulus of x. So students, what is the right side? See, this is the line y is equal to positive x. Y is equal to positive x. And this line is y is equal to negative x. And this is when x equal to 0, modulus value is 0. That is literally the definition. We are coming to definition. Directly if you by heart the definition, you will never remember the formula. So better if you are having the figure, that is always better. So f of x, mod x's definition is positive x when x is greater than 0, equal to negative x when x is greater than or equal to 0, when x is less than 0. Okay, or equal to 0 when x equal to 0, that is also fine. And see, look at this definition. I am here. What I am doing is, I am just doing this function like this. Okay, I am modifying our function or redefining our function. X into mod x, we are redefining. How can we redefine this function? Oh my god. It is x into mod x. I will write it as x into x. When x is greater than 0, x into x. Because we already have written, I hope everyone is reading this definition, correct? No? Mod x is positive x when x is greater than or equal to 0, equal to negative x when x is less than 0. So that it is x square, x into x. Here comes x into negative x less than or equal to 0, greater than or equal to 0, x into minus x when x is less than 0. I mean, this x into x is equal to what? X square. What is that? X square. When x is greater than or equal to 0. And equal to minus x square when x is less than 0. So, dear students, look at this definition. What I told you to, differentiability definition, what I told you. LF dash of 0, here 0 is the point, okay, here 0 is the point of splitting, correct? So LF dash of 0 should be equal to RF dash of 0, left hand derivative should be equal to right hand derivative, correct? What is the derivative, dears? What is the derivative of x square? That is called right hand derivative. Why it is right hand derivative? Because a greater than 0 means 0 plus. Greater than 0 means 0 plus. What's the derivative of 2x square? 2x, correct? So RF dash of 0 is equal to, actually what is f dash of x? What is f dash of x? 2x, right? 2x. I'll have to substitute x equal to 0 because it is defined at x equal to 0. So it will be 2 into 0, that is 0. Clear? It is 2 into 0, that is 0. And left hand derivative, what is left hand derivative? It is equal to, what is that? Minus 2x, minus 2 into, but still my point is 0. Correct? Point is 0. There is no change, dears. Your left hand derivative equal to right hand derivative. Okay? That means it is defined or it is differentiable. The derivative is defined for all numbers, for all real numbers. Because x does not have a value, roll over here. That x will be at the point, right? Here x is great. Here, see. Everyone look at this function. Now you will be thinking that teacher has taken only x equal to 0, but teacher is telling that the function is differentiable at all real numbers. Because if the function is defined or if the function is splitted at the point 0, if the function has a break at the point 0, there is only one possibility that function is not differentiable at x equal to 0. There is only one possibility, that is possibility I told, but that possibility also has broken here. We proved that it is differentiable at x equal to 0 also. Other all points it is already differentiable because see x square, oh my god, x square, if I take a point x equal to 1, what the derivative? 2x. So LHD equal to RHD over there. Okay, but here only point which has a break, the function has a break at the point x equal to 0, but at that point the function is defined, derivative is defined, that is it is everywhere differentiable at x equal to real numbers. You can see your options. Everyone look at the options. Only at x equal to 0, I told you only at x equal to 0 there is a chance of non-differentiability. Okay, only at x equal to 0 there is a chance because the breaking point is x equal to 0. But here already we proved that at that point also is differentiable, means it is differentiable everywhere. For every real number it is defined. Derivative is defined. So everyone remember what is differentiability. LHD should be equal to RHD. Okay. So dear students, I hope you all are here itself. Okay, so because I think I'll have to extend half an hour more, then only we will complete. Okay, so we will see next question. Please do listen to the question. X square sine 1 by x, I'll do it fast, okay, very simple question only. X square sine 1 by x where x is not equal to 0, again the same question, okay. But I don't use here 0 by 0 form because I don't know what is it is not of the form f of x by g of x. If it is f of x by g of x form only, I can use LH rule, okay. What I told you, f dash of x by g dash of x, there should be g of x, but I don't have that, okay. So I don't use that. What I do is limit x is tending to 0, f of x should be equal to, question is it is already given that it is continuous, okay. So equal to 0. So that the function is, the question is f of x equal to, read the question carefully, x square into sine 1 by x where x is not equal to 0, then the value of the function f at x equal to 0. That means they are asking what is f of 0, that is a question. What is f of 0? It is already given that it is continuous, okay. What is this? This is the question, okay, f of 0, this is the question to be found. I hope you all got the question because reading the question and understanding the question is very important. Without understanding the question, if you move forward, there is no point of that. So just read the question. What is the question given? X square sine 1 by x where x is not equal to 0. Then the value of the function of f at x equal to 0, if it is continuous at x equal to 0, that is already given that the function is continuous. That is limit x is tending to 0, f of x equal to f of 0 is already given, okay, equal to f of 0. But the question is what is that? Very simple, dears. I have to substitute x as 0, right? I have to substitute x as 0. Your f of x is what? X square sine of 1 by x. Okay. So limit x is tending to 0. Students, you all have a confusion. How can I write 1 by 0, sine infinity? Sine of every real number, sine of any number will be always between minus 1 and 1. Will be always between this value. This value will be always between minus 1 and 1. That value will be always between minus 1 and 1. That function is called oscillatory function. Oscillatory function. It's always, you know, the graph of sine function, right? Graph of sine function. It is maximum value is 1, minimum value is minus 1. So it is always varying between minus 1 and 1. That means a number between minus 1 and 1 into 0, always 0. Right? There is no other doubt over here. Directly you can write the answer 0. So answer is f of 0 is equal to 0. So your first option is the answer. So don't confuse, see, about this point, sine of 1 by x. What we write? Whatever is there in the domain. Okay, whatever is there as x or sine of whatever, sine of x 2x, sine of 3x, sine of 4x square minus 5, whatever, it will be always lying between minus 1 and 1. So any number between minus 1 and 1, if you multiply with 0, answer is 0. There is no doubt on that. So always answer is 0. Okay. Don't get confused about this question because students were feeling that, oh, it's a complicated question. No, not at all. A very simple concept we used over there. Okay. Now we do the next question, please. Yeah. This is your very direct question. I think you all will be very happy to see this question. Very direct question. But it is from what concept? That is very important because when you start doing differentiation, you should first of all identify the methods. X raised to 2x, what method, what formula should I apply over there? Can I apply any direct formula? We are applying here x raised to 2x means f of x raised to g of x form. So variable raised to variable, that x can be y also because both x and y are variables. One is dependent variable, another is independent variable. Your y is dependent and x is independent, correct? Because always y is equal to f of x, right? Depending on x, your y value varies, correct? So that is why y is dependent, x is independent. So whatever, if there are variables in both base and power, we use what? Logarithmic differentiation. Yes, logarithmic differentiation. Everyone is very familiar with logarithmic differentiation. Clear? So what is that? I can substitute. Simply, I will be substituting y as x raised to 2x. Now, majority of you, I mean at least some of you will have, they will think about the function. Can we use x raised to n formula? No, we can't because we studied when we use x raised to n is a constant. Correct? And n into x raised to n minus 1. In that formula, n is a constant. But here, we can't use that because raised to 2x comes here. So, you have to apply what? Logarithmic differentiation itself. Okay. How do we do logarithm? Taking logarithms on both sides, I'll be doing in a faster way. I think it's very simple, very direct question. So, you can write 2x log x. Rule of logarithm of a raised to m. Logarithm of a raised to m is what? M log a. Okay. Log y is when you differentiate, what you will get? 1 by y dy by dx, correct? Is equal to what? 2 is taken as common, and don't forget to apply product rule of differentiation because here one x is there, log x is there, both are variables. Correct? You have to apply product rule of differentiation. U dash into v, u dash into v, okay? Derivative of x is 1, right? U dash v plus plus what? uv dash. uv dash means x into 1 by x. Okay. So you have got the answer, dears, because I will get the answer 1 dy by dx equal to what? What is dy by dx equal to? 2y into log x plus 1. Right? What is y? What is y? Y is already have taken. We have, oh my god. Y is already taken as x raised to 2x. Correct? Y is already taken as x raised to 2x. So your dy by dx is what? 2x raised to 2x into 1 plus log x. You can see, you can search for your options. Yes, our option is hidden. Okay. Here it is there. I mean option C. 2x raised to 2x into 1 plus log x. Okay. It's fine, right? You all are fed up with mathematics. Yes, anyway, I will have to continue. I'll do that. Okay, next question. What is the next question? E raised to x, very easy question, at the same time very important question. E raised to x plus e raised to y is equal to e raised to x plus y. That's the question. E raised to x plus e raised to y is equal to e raised to x plus y. What is dy by dx? Okay, we will do start. I think you all have started. Derivative, just directly differentiate, yes, directly, no need of any logarithms application. Why we are not applying logarithm here? Because e is a constant, e is not a variable, e is a constant. So it is like a raised to x formula, right? So you don't need to apply the logarithms over here. Okay, logarithm you don't need to apply. You can directly just differentiate with respect to x, differentiating with respect to x. So it is e raised to x, derivative is e raised to x itself. Okay, plus what's the derivative of e raised to y? What is the derivative of e raised to y? Let me see whether you all are here itself. Yes, dears, yes. It is. What is the derivative of e raised to y? It is e raised to y into. Normally, when you differentiate a function of y, you have to write dy by dx along with that. I think you all know that. Okay, so I will be writing, for convenience, I am writing y dash. It is dy by dx only. I wrote for convenience, I wrote as y dash equal to, what's the derivative of e raised to x plus y? E power x plus y. These all are chain rule of differentiation, as you all are very familiar with the chain rule. Okay, you can directly just write the derivative of e raised to x plus y, e raised to x plus y. Is it done? No, it is not yet completed. You can differentiate x plus y by chain rule. What's the derivative? 1 plus y dash. Okay, this is what we got. Yes, my dear students, we have to find out dy by dx from here. Correct. So e raised to x plus e raised to y into y dash is equal to, I'm just opening the right side. What I will get? E power x plus y plus e power x plus y into y dash. Clear? Is it clear? E raised to x plus y plus e raised to x plus y into y dash. Clear? But what is my question? Y dash. So you can collect the terms where y dash is present. Okay, collect the term in which y dash is present. That is, this term is having y dash, this term is also having y dash. I am taking that terms together. So I'll take y dash common outside. Okay, y dash common outside from these two. So what is the coefficient of y dash here? E raised to y. Right. And this term lies on RHS, so when it is transposed to this side, it will be minus x plus y, e raised to x plus y. I hope you all got it. I just took y dash common out from the term containing y dash. Okay, right side is equal to, what is that? E power x plus y is written as it is. I am writing it as it is, e raised to x plus y. But this e raised to x, this e raised to x will go to the other side as minus e raised to x. Clear? Got it, no? So you are getting our dy by dx as, I will be writing over here, dy by dx as, what I am getting as dy by dx, e raised to x plus y minus e raised to x divided by e raised to y minus e raised to x plus y. But I am so disappointed. See, there is no option over here. Correct? There is no option of that type. See, I have a very simple options are given to you: e raised to x plus y, e raised to x minus y, e raised to y minus x, etc., etc. You might have got the trick. What to do? What to do here? Just substitute e raised to x plus y, what is already given in the question. What is that? E raised to x plus y. What is e raised to x plus y? It is e raised to x plus e raised to y. Just back substitute. Just back substitute, because we need something else. In our options, there are some other options, okay, which we haven't got yet. Clear? That means you have to substitute for e raised to x plus y. What is e raised to x plus y? E raised to x plus e raised to y. So I'm going to substitute that. So you might have got it. It is equal to e raised to x plus e raised to y minus e raised to x divided by. Correct? Here it is e raised to y minus e raised to x plus y is e raised to x plus e raised to y. Negative sign is a very dangerous person. As you know, right? Negativity itself is a very dangerous thing. And here always when you have a negative sign, you have to be very careful while handling that. You take a bracket over there. Okay, you have to put a bracket over there. Otherwise, because that negative to be distributed to all the terms in the bracket. Clear? So that you can cancel e raised to x, e raised to x minus e raised to x. Clear? And when I open the bracket over there, e raised to y and e raised to y got cancelled. What I'm getting now? In the numerator, I'm getting only e raised to y. In the denominator, I'm getting e raised to minus e raised to x. You all know the exponent laws. A raised to m by a raised to n is what? A raised to m minus n. Correct? So it is minus e raised to y minus x. So your option is this. Minus e raised to y minus x is not there. Minus e raised to y minus x is not there, but e raised to y minus x is there. Okay, but you have to then write none of these, because there is a negative sign over here. There is a negative sign over here. You will be able to see that there is a negative sign over here. So your options will not be e raised to y minus x, not e raised to x minus y. Your option will be none of these. Clear? Now the next question is, okay, and see, next question is assertion reason question. Look at the question, 2 equal to e raised to log 2. Why? Teacher is again underestimating us. 2 is equal to e raised to log 2. Everybody knows, right? Everyone knows that 2 equal to e raised to log 2, because e and log, they are the inverses of each other. They are the inverses. Exponential function and logarithmic function are the inverses, even if the inverses are deleted, but we have to know about exponential function and logarithmic function, all the properties. Note it down, dears, because one more question sometimes they will ask you, what is the domain of exponential function? What is the range of exponential function? What is the domain of logarithmic function? All these things, minute details about the functions, you have to note it down. And first statement is true. Okay, first statement is true. Second statement, again, why teacher is saying like this, x is equal to e raised to log x, right? That is correct, no? No, my dear student, there is a small problem over here. It is written what? X is equal to e raised to log x for all real x. For all real x. No, it is not correct. It is correct only for positive real numbers. Okay, remember that x is equal to e raised to log x is true only if x is greater than 0, because your logarithmic function is defined only for positive numbers. You studied. See, wherever if you see logarithm of minus 1, immediately we say that it is not existing, because logarithm of a negative number is not existing. Logarithm of a negative number is not defined. Correct? So it is e raised to log x is not correct for all real numbers. I hope you all got it. Logarithm of x is not defined for all real numbers. It is defined. So you can correct this definition as x is equal to e raised to log x is true only only if x is greater than 0, because only for greater than 0, only for positive real numbers logarithmic function is defined. That is why we say domain of logarithm function. Domain of logarithm function is what? Domain of logarithm function is, open infinity, okay? This is domain of logarithm function. Only it is defined in positive real numbers, okay? So that your assertion is true, reason is false. Assertion is true, reason is false. You know what is the option, right? Option C will come as the correct answer. I hope this is also okay, right? Yeah, next question. X is equal to a into cos t plus t sin t, and y is equal to a into sin t minus t cos t. Yeah, this is a kind of like 3-mark question, parametric differentiation. Why? How it is known as parametric differentiation, that you should know, okay? Where I should use parametric differentiation, where I should use logarithmic differentiation, that all things to be identified, okay? Because when we apply parametric differentiation, if x and y are functions of another variable, if x and y are functions of another variable, we use parametric differentiation. Clear? If x and y are functions of another variable, we use parametric differentiation. I mean, you can find out both first order derivative, second order derivative, both you have to study. Here it is asked what is second order derivative. So you can have the formula. You already know the formula, dy by dx. Okay, what is that? Dy by dx formula is what? dy by, here the parameter is t. Parameter is a kind of variable, okay? It's a kind of variable only. For the time being, you just understand like that. In your higher mathematics, you will get to know what exactly is parameter, okay? So divided by dx by dt. For the time being, you consider this as a variable, okay? dy by dt divided by dx by dt. You know how to differentiate dx by dt. Okay, I'm doing it in a faster way because it is too late. I know that, and very sorry for that. Dy by dt. What is dy by dt? You can just differentiate this, differentiate that. What you will get? Derivative. A is constant. I will write as it is. Sin t's derivative is what? Cos t. Sin t derivative is cos t minus, I told you, minus. We don't like minus, okay? We don't like, because it is minus means you should have always a bracket. After that we will expand it, okay? So that minus can be distributed to all the terms. So minus t cos t. T cos t. You have to apply what? You have to apply what? Product rule of differentiation. What is product rule of differentiation? T cos t. What is the derivative? U dash v plus uv dash, okay? So derivative of t is 1 into derivative into cos t plus uv dash t into minus sin t, okay? Divided by what I get? Divided by what I get? dy by dt is got. dy by dt, I differentiated dy by dt. I mean y with respect to t. Likewise, you can differentiate dx by dt. You can differentiate x with respect to t. So you will be getting a into bracket. What are you getting? Cos t's derivative is what? Minus sin t. Cos t's derivative is minus sin t plus t sin t. If you differentiate, what you will get? If you differentiate t sin t, you will be getting t into, there is no problem even if you don't put a bracket over there because it is plus, positive, okay? So without any doubt you can write it. Without having bracket also is fine. So u dash v, u dash is 1 into v plus uv dash t into derivative of sin t is cos t. Okay, my dear students, you can just simplify this and tell me this answer. I hope like you all are very familiar with this. So familiarity with the question is very important. Okay, familiarity with the question is very important, so that kind of questions you can do it very fast. Clear? So you will be able to cancel these two, correct? You get what? Cos t minus cos t cancelled. You will get minus of minus, minus and minus, positive, right? So t sin t divided by minus sin t plus sin t cancelled. T t cos t. Oh, very beautiful answer we are getting, right? T cancelled. Sin t by cos t is what? Tan t. Okay. So this much complicated expression, we got the derivative as a very simple expression, tan t. Now it is very simple to find the second order derivative, right? How do we do the second order derivative? That is, so I hope you all have completed till here. I think there is no doubt on explanation or whatever is fine, I guess. Okay, so next is we will do second order derivative. So what I got now, dy by dt I got as tan t. dy by dt we got as tan t. What is the next? Oh no, dy by dx. Very sorry, dears. Very sorry. I'm so careless, right? dy by dx is tan t, but I have to get d square y by dx square. With respect to x, I have to differentiate. With respect to x, not with respect to t. If it was with respect to t, my answer will be what? Sec square t, correct? My answer will be sec square t, but this is not with respect to t. This is with respect to x, means I have to use a kind of chain rule over here, correct? Into dt by dx. So remember that formula, I'm not going to that formula because when you learn the formula, you will feel that it's a mechanical formula, you will feel that it is very complicated. What I did is, I just differentiated tan t with respect to t. What is that? Sec square t. And that is with respect to t. I have to find out with respect to x. So we applied chain rule, dy by dt into dt by dx. Okay, so that it is d square y by dx square. Okay, so you will be getting d square t, I mean sec square t into already you have dt by dx. I will go back. See, what is dx by dt? Dx by dt I already have got it. Okay, this was dx by dt. My god, this, oh sorry, this is dx by dt. Okay, this is dx by dt. Okay, what is that? T cos t. T cos t. As I don't have that much time, okay, dx by dt, when you simplify the denominator, that was dx by dt. So the answer is t cos t, dx by dt. So I need the reciprocal of dx by dt, because dt by dx to be multiplied, right? dt by dx, see, here it is dt by dx. dx by dt was t, dx by dt was t cos t, t cos t. So what is dt by dx? The reciprocal of that is 1 by t cos t. So your answer is got. It is sec square t by t cos t is there in the denominator. It goes to the numerator as sec t. So what your final answer is? C cube t by t. It's fine, finished. Okay, this is what is called. So sometimes they will ask you, find d square y by dx square at x equal to something. That kind of questions can be expected. Okay, at not x equal to, at t is equal to. Okay, yes. Now the next question is, differentiate the following with respect to x. I will just give a clue for that. The differentiation part you have to do. Okay, differentiation part. These all questions I have taken from reader, exclusively from reader. Okay, so reader questions are very important, especially miscellaneous questions. Okay, so cos inverse of sin x, cos inverse of sin x. What is the derivative? How do we find? How do we simplify? I know that now everybody is telling the answer. I can imagine that. Cos inverse of, what is that? Sin x. How to convert in terms of cos? Cos of 90 minus x, cos of 90 minus x. Cos inverse cos cancel, right? Cos inverse cos cancel, right? So if I have y is equal to this, what is derivative of y with respect to x? Just differentiate. Pi by 2 is 0. Derivative of x is 1. So final answer is minus 1. Very simple, correct? Likewise, you can see here also tan inverse of trigonometric application, sin x by 1 plus cos x. So students, tan inverse of bracket you know that 1 plus cos theta, today itself we had a question of that type. You can now imagine how much important is that 1 plus cos 2 theta, 1 plus cos x. That kind of terms are very important. Okay, very important. So 1 plus cos x is what? 2 cos square x by 2. What is that? 2 cos square x by 2. 2 cos square semi-angle will come. Here x means here x by 2. So, how do we proceed? I need the numerator also in terms of semi-angle. Numerator also to be needed in semi-angle. How? Sin 2x. What is the formula for sin 2x? What was the formula for sin 2x? 2 sin x cos x. But I need sin x, dear. So, it will be 2 sin x by 2 cos x by 2. Okay, I can cancel 2. Clear? And 1 cos is getting cancelled. So I got very beautiful expression now. See, all of you can see here. Tan inverse of, right? Tan inverse of, what is that? Tan x by 2. Tan inverse of tan x by 2. Tan inverse tan gets cancelled. What's the derivative? This is y. Y is equal to this. So what is derivative of y with respect to x? 1 by 2. Finished. So simple, but it is asked. It will be asked for 3 marks or 2 marks. They will ask you. Even 1 mark question also they will ask. MCQ questions also. So the familiarity with the function is very important. So luckily if you get this question as it is, you will be able to directly write your answer, right? So that is what we are saying about familiarity. Okay, that is very important for the examination. Now the last question in the sin inverse of 2 raised to x plus 1 by 1 plus 4 raised to x. Yeah, again I have to expect inside this bracket what I have to expect? Sine of something. So you can imagine, you can think of the formula sine 2x or sine 3x or whatever. So sine 2x, there are 2 formulas for sine 2x. What are they? What are the 2 formulas for sine 2x? One is 2 sin x cos x. Of course, that is not there because I have denominator also. But there is another formula, right? What is that? 2 tan theta by 1 plus, see, 2 tan theta by 1 plus tan square theta. That means I have to modify my function. How? How can I write it? Sine inverse of bracket. How do we write dears 2 raised to x plus 1? 2 raised to x plus 1 is a very simple concept that we studied in smaller class. I think it is in 7th grade, right? Exponential laws. 2 raised to x plus 1. Can I write it as 2 into 2 raised to x? 2 into 2 raised to x. I know that you all are very smart. You will be able to write all these things in a faster way. Okay, 2 into 2 raised to x. I'm just reminding that. Okay, that's it. Just reminding you. 2 into 2 raised to x by denominator is what? 1 plus 4 raised to x is 2 raised to x the square. No one will have confusion, I guess. 2 raised to x the whole square. How is it 4 raised to x? Suppose 2 raised to x, if I write 2 raised to x the whole square is what, dears? Can I write it as 2 raised to 2 the whole raised to x? Because this m and n can be interchanged. M and n, a raised to mn. A raised to mn is a raised to m whole raised to n or a raised to n whole raised to m. That is 2 raised to x the whole square is same as 2 square whole raised to x. I need 2 raised to x the whole square because it is of the form 2 tan theta. I hope you all got it. What is tan theta here? 2 tan theta by 1 plus tan square theta. Okay, so what is 2 raised to x, dears? What is to be taken as 2 raised to x here? Tan theta. So we will do that. Okay, we will do that. We got a question as sine inverse of bracket 2 into tan theta. Remember, I substituted tan theta as 2 raised to x. 2 raised to x we substituted as tan theta. Means what is theta? Tan inverse of 2 raised to x. I will directly, I'll simply write the given function as y. Y is, okay. So sin inverse 2 tan theta divided by 1 plus tan square theta. Yes, my dear students, we all will be very happy to see this expression because 2 tan theta by 1 plus tan square theta is our famous formula. What is that? Sin 2 theta. So it is equal to sin inverse of sin 2 theta. Correct? I can cancel, sin inverse sine. Okay, sin inverse sine I can cancel. What I got now? Y is equal to what I got now? 2 theta, right? 2 theta. 2 theta means it is 2 into, what is theta? What is theta? Tan inverse 2 raised to x. Tan inverse 2 raised to x. Now it is very simple to differentiate, right? It is very simple to differentiate. dy by dx equal to 2 into 2 as it is we will write. What is the derivative of tan inverse x? What is the derivative of tan inverse x? 1 by 1 plus x square. 1 by 1 plus x square. So I will write 1 divided by 1 plus x square. X square. What is x here? 2 raised to x. So 2 raised to x the whole square. As it is given in the question I am writing 4 raised to x. 1 by 1 plus x square. But it is not yet finished because it is a part of a chain rule, right? Tan inverse of 2 raised to x, I have to define the derivative of 2 raised to x also here. That is 2 raised to x log 2. 2 raised to x log 2. So I got my answer. I can make it more beautiful. Okay. In the sense, question final answer is very important for mathematics. Okay. So maximum if possible, you try to write the answer in more simplified form. Okay, the best thing is most simplified form. If it is possible, you can write, because if you are getting above 95% and all, they will check each and every question how much perfect it is. So that is very important. 2 into 2 raised to x, what is that? 2 raised to x plus 1. 2 raised to x plus 1 log 2 divided by 1 plus 4 raised to x. Finished, yes. Okay, our questions are not yet finished. Next question is y is equal to e raised to a cos inverse x. Y is equal to e raised to a cos inverse x. This condition means it is cos inverse x is defined, you know, right? What is the domain of etc. Show that 1 minus x square d square y by dx square minus x into dy by dx minus a square y equal to 0. See, what are you seeing here? What are you seeing in the expression to be proved? You have dy by dx is there. Second order derivative is there. Means you have to differentiate your function twice. Twice you have to differentiate. Okay, I'm going to define derivative that, differentiate that. Y is equal to e raised to a cos inverse x. Okay, I will be going to differentiate that with respect to x. Okay, so y dash, what is that dears? Y dash. E raised to x derivative is what? E raised to x itself, correct? So e raised to a cos inverse x. Not finished. Why? It is not x. We are writing, we are differentiating with respect to x, right? So I have to differentiate this term again as the part of the chain rule. That is what in the beginning itself I told you, every word chain rule comes. Okay, each and every question chain rule comes as a part. So a cos inverse x, what's the derivative? A into derivative of cos inverse x, everybody knows that, minus 1 by root of 1 minus x square. See, my dear students, I got a weird expression, right? Y dash is equal to e raised to a cos inverse x into minus a by root of 1 minus x square. If I try to differentiate it again, where I will go? See, I'll have to do a quotient rule of differentiation. No, dears, it is very simple. You can take this root of 1 minus x square to this side. So what you will get? Root of 1 minus x square into y dash is minus a. What is this, dears? What is this? What is this? What is e raised to a cos inverse x? What is e raised to a cos inverse? Look at the function. Look at the function. That is y. So it is, yeah, we got again a very beautiful expression. Root of 1 minus x square into y dash is equal to minus a y. Now it is very simple. You can just do differentiate again. You can differentiate again using product rule in the numerator, LHS. See, RHS, do we need to use product rule? No, because A is a constant. A is a constant. A is not a variable. So, you can differentiate the LHS by product rule. RHS simple. Okay, simple derivative of y is y dash. I am doing one more time. One more time I am going to differentiate this. You can differentiate this. Root of 1 minus x square. U dash v. 1 by 2 root of 1 minus x square. See? There is also chain rule, correct? So, how many times chain rule is coming in every question? That you have to note it down. If chain rule is not okay with you, you will definitely get stuck in between. So, please be sure that you are okay with chain rule of differentiation. Derivative of root of 1 minus x square. Root x derivative is 1 by 2 root x. So, 1 by 2 root of 1 minus x square. By the chain rule, derivative root of 1 minus x square is minus 2x. I mean, derivative of 1 minus x square is minus 2x. And so, this is u dash into v. U dash into v. U dash into v. Plus uv dash. What is u? Root of 1 minus x square into v dash. What is the derivative of y dash? What is the derivative of y dash? Y double dash. I have to differentiate one more time. So, y double dash is equal to, what comes to us? Minus a as it is, okay? Minus a as it is. Derivative of y is y dash. Derivative of y is y dash. Clear? This is what I got. If you simplify this expression, I will get my required answer. Very simple. You can just cancel these two. Okay? Take the LCM or cross multiplication, whatever. If you are comfortable with, you can cross multiplication, you can do that. Same as LCM only. So that you will be getting minus xy dash. Correct? Minus xy dash plus see dears, this will be multiplied with this, correct? Oh, sorry. Root of 1 minus x square into root of 1 minus x square. What is that? 1 minus x square. So, 1 minus x square into y double dash, okay? Minus xy dash plus 1 minus x square into y double dash is equal to, you will be getting what? Minus ay. I haven't differentiated the right side. U dash v plus uv dash. Oh yeah, minus ay dash. It's my problem. Minus ay dash. Okay. Into root of 1 minus x square. Look at the expression given in the question. What are we supposed to prove? 1 minus x square into d square y by dx square. I already have got that term. 1 minus x square into d square y by dx square. We already have got it. And minus x into dy by dx, that is also got, right? That is also got. Then what is the problem with the last term, minus a square y? But we will get that because, see, look at this one. What is y dash into root of 1 minus x square? Look at the first expression. What is y dash into root of 1 minus x square? What is y dash into root of 1 minus x square? What is y dash into root of 1 minus x square? Everybody is, you have to look at this expression. What is that? Minus ay. So, I will be getting this as minus a into minus ay. So, I got the answer a square y. When that term is transposed to this term, we get our answer. Suppose if you do, like sometimes we do the question in a lengthier way. So maximum try to reduce the steps, but you have to write legibly because all the steps to be written over there, but extra unnecessary steps you can just avoid it. Okay. Now the next question is x into root of very important question. Reader question only, but many times it has asked before for the board examination. X into root of 1 plus y into root of 1 plus x equal to 0. Then what is derivative? dy by dx equal to, I have to show that minus 1 by 1 plus x the whole square. Okay. So dears, your question is what? What is the question? Explicit or implicit? That is very important. What is explicit and implicit? Explicit means y is a function of x. Like both x and y are separated. Both x and y are separated. But this is not explicit, right? This is implicit. But your answer is in explicit form. dy by dx equal to, there is only x. So better you try to convert the question in terms of y. In terms of y is equal to. So it is very easily you will be able to do that. X into root of 1 plus y. Don't directly start from the question. Don't differentiate from the beginning itself. Like, oh yeah, I got the question, I am going to differentiate using product rule. Don't do that. It will be very tricky. The question and answer, you have to look at the question and answer. Watch it carefully, because dy by dx is having only x. Okay, so your question, your answer function should be always in terms of x. Clear? So x into root of 1 plus y, I will be writing as what? Minus y into root of 1 plus x. Minus y into root of 1 plus x. Students, I can just square both sides. That would be very easy, right? See, both sides you have square. Root is there. I can square it both sides. I'm doing that. X square into 1 plus y is equal to minus y. When I square it, y square into 1 plus x. Okay, y square into 1 plus x. Yes, I can combine similar terms. X square plus x square y is equal to y square plus y square x. I got like this. Correct? What I told you? I need to get y in terms of x. That is what I am doing here. I will be writing x square and y square together. That is, this y square term is transposed to this side. So x square minus y square equals xy square minus x square y. I hope you all have got it. Correct? Now I can write x square minus y square as x minus y into x plus y. What is that? X minus y into x plus y. Okay. What is xy square minus x square y? What is xy square minus x square y? Can I take something common out? Of course, you know that xy is common. I will be having y minus x. Look at LHS and RHS. Look at LHS and RHS. Are you able to see some similar terms? Yes, of course. This is x minus y. This is y minus x. I can cancel these two by leaving a negative sign over here. As everybody knows that x minus y is same as minus of y minus x. X minus y is same as minus of y minus x. So I cancel these two by leaving a negative sign here. So what I got? X plus y. This minus xy comes to this side as plus xy equal to 0. Clear? I can now write y terms. So y into 1 plus x is equal to, this x will be going to the other side, minus x. You are getting y is equal to minus x by 1 plus x. Students, please be here just for 5 minutes, okay? Because this is the second last question. Only one more question. I'll just wind it up. So y is equal to minus x by 1 plus x we got. Correct? Just differentiate yours. Now it is very simple. What is that? Quotient rule of differentiation, dy by dx equal to, what is quotient rule of differentiation? We all know quotient rule of differentiation, right? Okay. So it is what? What is that? Quotient rule, u dash v minus uv dash by v square. Just apply that. I will give you 2 minutes. Okay. Just 2 minutes. You can all do this. Everybody has to do this. Okay. Just do this and tell me whether you got the answer or not. Please, 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 everybody just let me check. You all are, okay? You all are writing the answer. Please. I hope you all of you got the answer. I hope you all of you got the answer, right? Xy dy by dx equal to what? Minus 1 by 1 plus x the whole square, right? So if you are not getting the answer, please let me know, okay? Because it is too late, that is why. Next question, the last question, okay? The last question. Y is equal to x plus root of x square minus 1 the whole square. What is to be proved? See, there is only one derivative. First order derivative only is there. So very simple. Differentiate yours. Y dash is equal to. You can apply the chain rule. What is derivative of x raised to n? Is what? N into x raised to n minus 1. So that 2 into bracket x plus root of x square minus 1 into bracket. What is the derivative of x? 1 plus. What is the derivative of root of x square minus 1? 1 by 2 root of x square minus 1 into 2x. Finished. So I got 2 into x plus root of x square minus 1 bracket. If I take the LCM, what you will get? 2 to cancelled. Correct? This root of x square minus 1 will be multiplied with 1. Root of x square minus 1 plus x whole by there is a root of x square minus 1. So your answer is y dash is equal to. I hope all of you have got your answer, because y dash into root of x square minus 1. I just cross multiplied here is equal to what, dears? Is equal to what? This is raised to 1, this is also raised to 1. You all can see that both are same, right? X plus root of x square minus 1, x plus root of x square minus 1. Both are same, that is raised to 2. X plus root of x square minus 1 raised to 2. What is that? Y. So it is 2y. Look at our answer. I mean, what is to be proved? Just square it both sides. You will get your answer. Right? When I square both sides, what I will get? Y dash square. Y dash square means dy by dx the whole square into root of x square minus 1 is x square minus 1 equals right side 2y. 2y when you square 4y square. Okay. So students, I think, yeah, this is the end of this session. I hope it is helpful to you. You can watch it. If you have any doubts, you can rewatch it and tell me. If you have any doubts, you can comment in box and I will reply. Okay. And see, dears, these kind of questions, like sometimes it will be tricky type questions are there. So that questions you have to treat in that way itself. So this is very direct question. I haven't used any trick over here. Direct simplification, directly differentiated. Okay. So dears, thank you for watching till the late. Okay. It is already late, 10:15, 10:20. So anyway, those who are still here, okay, very, 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 very thanks to you. And hope you have enjoyed the session. Okay, dears, now we will see tomorrow with another chapter. Okay, bye.